advisory, and retirement planning services. Now is the time to put your lifetime of hard work into action. For over 37 years, we've helped clients toward making their retirement dreams become a reality, and we'd like to help you too. And the best part, your plan will be completely tailored to you. Our in-house team of specialists will take the time to learn about you and your family, review your current situation, and find out what your goals are. Then we'll design a plan to help you get there. To get started, request your free meeting today with one of our fiduciary advisors by visiting creativeplanning.com. Whether you have met with us in the past or this will be your first meeting with us, we're excited to introduce Kowal Investment Group to you as Creative Planning. Visit creativeplanning.com today.
Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group. For convenient car shopping and financing, visit Heiser Automotive Group at one of their 4 locations: Toyota, Chevy, Ford, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Or visit Heiser.com, because today's your day.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 3 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. Your top story announcing a $100 billion investment.
I'm Julia Fellow. Plans to honor Mr. Baseball on opening day.
I'm Debbie Loziga. Nice quiet ride around the area. I'm not seeing any delays or any incidents for that matter. Everything's looking great. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, scattered showers, a mild, a low of 40 degrees. Tomorrow, scattered rain early in the day and then heavier rain later, a high of 47 tomorrow. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President Trump just announced a $100 billion investment in the U.S. over the next 4 years by chipmaker Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company.
You're probably talking about 25,000 jobs, but it'll get bigger and bigger with time.
As part of the deal, multiple facilities will be built in Arizona.
Meanwhile, tariffs in Canada, Mexico, and China are set to take effect tomorrow. ABC News senior reporter Kathleen Faulders on what the administration is saying.
There really hasn't been much news out of the White House or other countries like Mexico or Canada, for example, about any negotiations that they've had in these past 30 days. Now, Howard Lutnick, his Commerce Secretary, essentially saying that Trump will make the determination on these rates later today. That was 25%, but Howard Lutnick suggested that the possible tariffs may not be that full 25% that President Trump originally put on the table.
And as for the minerals deal with Ukraine, President Trump said the deal is not off the table following last week's heated meeting.
Robert Crimo III pleaded guilty to all 21 first-degree murder counts and other charges for the July 4th parade massacre in Highland Park, Illinois in 2022. Lake County State's attorney says the accused made the decision just as a trial was about to start, though he rejected a plea agreement last year.
Our community may never heal from the defendant's calculated and heinous actions that destroyed so many lives. But today is an important step towards justice.
Crimo shot as the parade was passing from a rooftop, killing 7 people, injuring nearly 50 others.
Hundreds of Milwaukee families began taking their students to a new school miles away this morning. Trowbridge School is temporarily closed after high lead levels were uncovered last month. The Milwaukee Health Department says the presence of lead after previous cleaning efforts is what is making the Trowbridge situation different.
Whatever process that had been used successfully in the other schools had not been used in Trowbridge, and there is the potential that the levels of lead dust within the school were significantly above what we had initially anticipated in the school.
That was Health Commissioner Dr. Mike Totoridis. Students and staff were transferred to Wisconsin Conservatory of Lifelong Learning. It's unclear when Trowbridge could reopen.
Brewers Chief Operating Officer Marty Wronski tells ESPN Milwaukee that fans will notice a key piece from the team's spring training park will also be present at American Family Field.
We're going to have Bob's autograph really big in the outfield. That's probably the best way he can be with us and with everybody in that way.
Other remembrances will include a moment of silence and the Milwaukee debut of the Euchre jersey patch on all on-field personnel jerseys. The team is planning a larger celebration of life for Euchre in August.
Coming up, celebrating the anniversary of beloved American Ballad.
Outdoor Loving Unlimited WTMJ. That's Outdoor Living. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time 3:04.
Staying active, essential for overall health. Proper medical support, essential for staying active. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Whether it's keeping a weekend warrior like me on the tennis court or keeping young athletes in the game, you want the best in sports medicine, that's OAW. Surgeons, nurses, and physical therapists help you recover from injury, avoid injury in the future, and enhance performance. Get care 7 days a week. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
No shortcuts, no compromises, just the job done right. At Exterior Pros, we don't just meet expectations, we crush them. Every nail, every window, every shingle is a step toward your home's next chapter. From the moment we start until that final reveal, we're committed to making your home better than ever. Quality products and craftsmanship you can count on. Go to the pros for your next project. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274.
For people with disabilities, an opportunity can make all the difference. Get help navigating the transition into adulthood, employment, housing, healthcare, and more with Thinkability Wisconsin, a resource hub that empowers people with disabilities.
So this job makes me feel very confident. My goal is always to grow myself and learn new things.
Live life to the fullest. It all starts when you say yes. Contact a Thinkability Navigator to get help at thinkabilitywi.org.
We're on the air in 3, 2...
Hey, it's Vince Vitrano.
John Mercure here.
Wait, does that car say Pella on the side? What's Gina Della doing here?
Sorry, I'm late.
We're on the air in 3, 2...
Recognize my voice? Get used to it.
Talk all things Windows, business, and being a boss in more ways than one with Gina Della from Pella's very own show right here on WTMJ. Starting February 1st, tune into What's the Difference every Saturday morning at 6:30 or stream anytime on WTMJ.com.
What a tease.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 3:06.
94 years ago today, the national anthem became official.
John Batiste delivered a memorable rendition at the Super Bowl of the Star-Spangled Banner, which officially became the national anthem on this day in 1931 when President Herbert Hoover signed a bill into law. The song, of course, dates back to Francis Scott Key's 1814 poem hailing the red, white, and blue flying high as American forces fought the British at Fort McHenry. We sing the first 8 lines. The entire piece is 32 lines. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. A Cactus League night game for the Brewers, taking on the Reds in Goodyear. You can hear the game on WTMJ, coverage beginning at 6:55. Brewers.com writer Adam McCalvey reporting the Brewers are signing veteran left-handed pitcher Jose Quintana to a 1-year contract. And the NFL league year and free agent signing period begins Wednesday of next week. The Packers are re-signing linebacker Isaiah McDuffie on a 2-year, $8 million deal. That, according to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 3:07.
Tax tips are brought to you by the Neal Group. For less stress with the IRS, visit nealgroup.net. That's NEALgroup.net for a free consultation.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group. Tax tip number 1, make sure you report all your income when you file in your return. By law, you need to report all income you receive, even if you don't get a W-2 or 1099. Look at last year's return to see if anything changed. Don't be in a rush to file. You don't want to get a letter from the IRS because you forgot to report a stock sale and they say you owe $10,000. In reality, you may have sold that stock at a loss and will get a refund by amending your return. Why raise your blood pressure and have the headache of correcting your return? Do it right the first time. For more information on this tip and other tax tips, go to nealgroup.net or stop in and see us. Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group. Happy New Year. How's business? Do you really know? We recently worked with several clients who thought they knew, but they didn't because their books were not in order. Imagine thinking you were making $1 million, but because your books are a mess, you were really only making $200,000. Quite a difference. Imagine finding out expenses were not recorded properly or sales were double recorded. If these happen to you, we can help. We work with our clients to clean up their books and give them the information they need to know where their business is now and where it is going in the future. Don't wait. Start on the path to less stress, more cash in your pocket, and no more sleepless nights. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit neilgroup.net today to book a meeting. We can talk over Zoom, the phone, in our office, or your place of business. Yes, we like to visit our business clients. Don't wait any longer. Call 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
Happy Monday. So did you watch the Oscars?
I did. I watched it in and out.
I watched most of it. There are some boring parts that I fast-forwarded through, but I watched it. We're going to have much more on the Oscars coming up from a couple different perspectives this afternoon. But first, what we're tracking down today.
This is the 3 at 3 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Number 1, John, where is Sophia? It has been exactly 1 month since a pregnant 16-year-old was abducted, and authorities say the girl was groomed by the 40-year-old father of her unborn baby, Gary Day. They are believed to be headed to Arkansas, where Day is from.
He's a predator. He's not a guy. He's not a man. He's a predator. He's preying on these young girls, and it's horrible.
That's Lonoke County, Arkansas Sheriff John Staley, who says that Day was convicted of breaking the bones of his 4-month-old son, was out on probation, and he recently divorced a 19-year-old. If you text Amber to our Setting Limit Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620, it'll take you to photos of all of them, including a car description.
Oh, I hope she's okay. That's a terrible story. The second thing, Julia, is ticket prices for the Green Bay Packers. Packers announcing that ticket prices for this fall will be increased between $7 and $21 per ticket for each seat at Lambeau Field. Doesn't seem like too much, right? Last year, the Packers increased prices from $4 to $10 per ticket. Packers say this puts them in the middle of the league when it comes to prices. They have a waiting list of 140,000 people, so they could definitely jack it up if they wanted to. I mean, they have a
I need to
big,
get on
huge
that waiting list. Are you on it?
No.
I got to get on it.
Yeah, well, you might get tickets when you're 95 if you get on it right now. So this is interesting, too. The Packers are continuing a process they started several years ago of not renewing season tickets of accounts where the people who own the tickets have sold 100% of them to make the money. So if you own Packers season tickets and you sell them to StubHub and you're making cash on the tickets every single game, yeah, they can track it. And they say if that happens, you're going to lose your tickets. They are not renewed. You're taken off the list. They say that's only 1% of their ticket base, but they're not messing around.
Number 3, Polar Plunge.
Yes.
John and I are all warmed up today, this afternoon, after jumping into 38-degree waters for Special Olympics Wisconsin Polar Plunge. This was a walk-in from the beach into Little Muskego Lake. John decided to walk in and then do a dip head first.
Oh my gosh.
That's
look
me
at that video.
screaming.
You had the microphone.
You can
Go
text
to
WATCH to 855-616-1620.
You went in a costume. You raised so much money that you promised the people who donated you'd go as Ariel.
Yeah, you can text WATCH.
You did.
I followed through on my promise. I raised $3,000 for Special Olympics Wisconsin. Here I am.
Oh, you're running in the water. The hair, the wig, the dress.
Here's our reactions right after it happened.
I feel like tingling in my hands and all over my body.
You know, I don't even feel that cold because I can't feel anything.
How long did it take for you to get warm again?
Well, I went into the locker room to take the wet clothes off, and I wore in like leggings, like jogger pants. Oh my God, I couldn't peel them off because they were frozen. So that took me a while. It really didn't take that long. I'm whining about it like a baby. But
I was whining. It took me about 3 hours. I took a long hot shower.
It definitely did take after I got home, after I drove all the way home and got in the shower.
And my husband was like,
Same.
Did you save that red Ariel wig? I really liked that.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying it on the day before, and he's like, can I kiss you? I'm like, what is going on here?
Oh, I sense a theme coming for maybe your anniversary or special day.
We raised $75,000. This plunge alone more than 100 plungers. We'll be sharing much more about this plunge and some great stories in the 5 o'clock hour. It was great.
I love it.
That was me.
It was incredible.
We're less than 5 minutes away from talking to Brewers president of business operations, Rick Schlesinger, and some incredible things coming on the way, including a special dedication to Bob Uecker to look out for on the baseball field. A celebration of life planned for the summer, too.
That's up next.
Steve Scafidi is your guide through the world of politics.
There's no reason in the world why someone needs a sign about a campaign that's already over. You won! In the case of this sign, and those neighbors, you won! Be happy about it. And it's not a yard decoration.
On the Political Power Hour.
There are ordinances in place in every community in this state where it tells you exactly what you can and can't do. You can't have a junkyard in your... Prepare yourself for a sign war in Slinger.
Weekday mornings from 9 to 10 on WTMJ.
John Mercure here for Town Bank. Are you sick of not being your bank's top priority? I used to feel that way. That would happen occasionally at the bank I was at. I never feel that way now. Town Bank, part of the Wintrust family of community banks, always I know that I'm at the top of their list when I'm dealing with them. They've got the best banking solutions. They've got the best customer service, and that extends to online. Had to transfer some money around not that long ago and ran into an issue. On a Thursday evening, like at 9 at night, I was able to get customer service at Town Bank that helped me get through it all. They're proud to be your one true banking partner. They're my banking partner. Took a bunch of coins in last week, and they looked at me like I was crazy. And they just took them off my hands, put them right into my account. It was just easy. That's what I like about Town Bank. Everything's easy. Whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, at Town Bank, they have tailored solutions to help get you there. So stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at Town Bank. Check out the website, townbank.us. Different approach, better results. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Is outdoor living limited at your place? Well, imagine a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. They're the best. Let them make Outdoor Living Unlimited in your yard like they did in ours. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Traffic is sponsored by the Milwaukee Metro Boat Sale, taking place this weekend at Waukesha County Expo Center.
The Milwaukee Metro Boat Sale, this weekend at the Waukesha Expo Center. Over 60 boats on display, new and pre-owned boats, the best brands, the best pricing, free admission and parking. The Milwaukee Metro Boat Sale.
Traffic and then weather. Debbie Lozica, how are the roads?
Well, we're actually looking at a great ride right now. We're not seeing really very many delays, if at all. A little bit of a tap of the brakes right through the stadium interchange on westbound 94. Not really too bad. The rest of the system is looking pretty good. Standard volume for this time of the day as well. I'm Debbie Lozica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, scattered showers, mild, a low of 40 degrees. Tomorrow, scattered rain, a high of 47. On Wednesday, rain and then a little bit of slushy snow. Not really any accumulation because it's going to be so warm, a high of 46. On Thursday, sunny, a high of 40. On Friday, chance for light snow, a high of 38 degrees. Right now, it's cloudy and 45.
Come see what's brewing. Come see what the good times are.
Yeah, Milwaukee Brewers baseball. As a matter of fact, it's on WTMJ coming up tonight. I love the sound of spring baseball.
I know.
Means the world is right, and the boys will be back in town pretty soon. Rick Schlesinger is the president of business operations for the Milwaukee Brewers, and he is with us this afternoon. Hey, Rick, happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Great to be on with you guys.
Hey, we are very excited, and I know our listeners, our fans, are very excited about what the team has planned for Bob Uecker, and it's several different things. Can you run through, Rick, how Uecker will be celebrated this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really tough to start a year without Bob in the broadcast booth, and we're just going to try to honor him and celebrate his life in so many ways. And opening day, what we'll do is obviously have a moment of silence to reflect on his life. We'll have the team wearing the Bob Uecker plaid patch that'll be all season long. We will have Bob's signature in the grass behind home plate. And then we are going to announce in the next week or two a celebration of life event in sometime in the late summer, where before a game we'll have a chance to really, celebrate his full legacy, and we'll have a pregame ceremony and dignitaries and such really special videos. So we're excited to finalize the plans for that, and we'll get that announcement out as soon as we have the date set.
Rick, his signature, Uke's signature, is so beautiful. So how big is it going to be?
Yeah, it's pretty large. I mean, if you look at pictures from spring training where I was literally this morning, it canvases behind home plate. It's large. So if you're in the upper deck, you can see it and make it out. And it is a very, it's a very distinguished signature. He, everything Bob did, he did with flourish and class and just made an impact. So, of course, his signature should be impactful, right?
I so agree.
Yes,
I so agree. It is beautiful.
For sure. Single game tickets are available now. Is that right, Rick? Time to get in on the action?
Yeah, we had launched single game tickets back on Valentine's Day, February 14. We've got some opening day tickets left. We've got a Jackson Chourio T-shirt ticket package to opening day terrace level seats. There's a limited number of those left available, but for $26 you get a ticket plus a cool Jackson Chourio T-shirt. And obviously we're selling tickets for all the remaining 80 games. And yeah, it's exciting. The guys are swinging the bats pretty well down in Phoenix, and we're still rounding the roster into shape. And we open on the road against the mighty Yankees and come home against the Royals on March 31.
That sounds great. So on March 31, let's talk about that a little bit, Rick. Plans for opening day. What do you have planned?
Well, I'll be there at 3:30 in the morning, as I always am. I'm sure the fans are very excited about that. There's always early morning media and radio.
Yep.
We're going to have, obviously a giant American flag will be unfurled before the first pitch as part of an anthem. Special singers. We are still working through who the first pitch celebration is going to be, so we'll figure that out. Obviously, some new things in the ballpark. The thing I'm most excited about is the Alley Food Truck Park on the Loge level in left field. We're going to have special food trucks actually constructed on the premises and serving sort of local Milwaukee, food truck fare. So that'll be kind of fun. And some new retail items and just, obviously the pageantry of opening day, live music on the pedestrian bridges. Just a lot of fun.
That's really fun. Okay, the national anthem. I found it so cool that you're going to have an actual bald eagle from the Schlitz Audubon Nature Center is it going to fly around during the national anthem?
I certainly hope so. Valkyrie apparently is the name of this bald eagle, and it's incredible to see these birds up close. They are magical and majestic and incredible. So it'll be a lot of fun. And people have asked if there's going to be a flyover. We're still figuring that out. Obviously, with the weather in late March in Wisconsin, often the roof is closed. So we're still figuring out all the details of that. But we're very excited to get the team here, defend our National League Central Division Championship, and have a very successful 2025 season. Hopefully.
What's your reaction to the Yankees being part of our home opener?
Well, they're on the road. We're opening with them in Yankee Stadium. So, my view is, they're a great team. Get them early. Play the good teams early before they round it into shape. And then we come home and we've got the Royals, who were a very good team last year, a surprise team, and they've got some really good players. So it's a team that our fans don't see that often because they're in the other league. But after that, we got the Reds, and then before you know it, the full schedule and some fun games, fun activities this summer.
Brewers President Rick Schlesinger is with us. Rick, do you like that now we do get to, even though if it's not as often, see every team every year? We get the Yankees every year. We see the Red Sox every year.
I love it. I think it's great to see the stars. We've got Aaron Judge, that we saw last year, and obviously he did some damage against us. And, we've got great players from the league who we want to see. And so, we have every other year we have the American League teams here, and it's great. And I think it's good for the fans, and they get to see the different players.
Theme nights are one of my favorites. I dressed up one time as a Marvel character. I have not taken my dog to bark at the park. That's my favorite, too. I'm so glad you're bringing that back.
Yeah, September 3 is Bark at the Park. We've got Pokemon Go Night. We've got Sesame Street. We've got Star Wars, which is always popular, Harry Potter. We've got Peanuts. We've got a lot of giveaways. And we usually add a few during the course of the season. So when people look and say, is this the lineup for, theme nights and special days? No, we're We're always looking at community nights to add. We're looking at additional theme nights. We're looking at potentially some post-game concerts. So, we've got some interesting things percolating, and we'll announce those as soon as we get them finalized.
So Jose Quintana has been tough on the Brewers, Rick. He's been called a Brewers killer. Now he's going to be part of the Brewers, reportedly. How excited are you about that possibility?
Yeah, I have not been officially notified that that's happening. I've seen some of the rumors, but that guy's been tough on us. He was tough on us in the postseason. Great pitcher, and you know what? You know this as well because you're a longtime baseball fan. You can never have enough starting pitching. So anytime that Matt Earl and his staff are looking to add starting pitchers, I'm all in favor of it because they're great, but they're fragile, and you need a lot of them to get through the 162-game season. Yeah,
he's been on the Cardinals, the Reds, and the Pirates, and now it's our turn. Let's go. Let's get it done. We're excited about that. We're excited you were with us, Rick. Literally in Arizona this morning, hopped on an airplane to take care of business back here in Milwaukee and get us ready for the opener. Rick Schlesinger is the president of the Brewers. Rick, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
It is 3:24 at WTMJ.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Boy, it's still chilly out there. I know it's getting a little warmer each day, but it's going to be in the 30s for highs coming up here. You want to make sure that your furnace is still working. It hangs in there. You don't want to conk it out now after you made it through winter and you hear that and things aren't running. No, you can't have that happening now. Get in touch with my friends at Dave Drake Camp. They will make sure you are in good shape. If you got that weird noise going on, if things don't seem as efficient, get Dave Drake Camp out to your house. I've had to do that a couple of times, and they take care of me right away. They are affordable. They're efficient. They're the best in the business. It's Dave Drake Camp Heating. Do yourself a favor. Get in touch with them today. Life can throw us curveballs, so it's nice to have certain things on lockdown that you can set and forget. Let your heating and your air conditioning be one of those things. That's how my home comfort system is, thanks to Dave Drake Camp. It gives me peace of mind knowing that our home will always feel just right. Trust Dave Drake Camp to take care of your family's comfort, just as they have mine for so many years. Check them out, davedrakecamp.com. Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for CertaPro Painters. Painting is the easiest way to breathe new life into your home, whether you're prepping to sell it or just want to fall in love with that house all over again. I know CertaPro Painters has done the work at our house. They're absolutely fantastic. Call your neighborhood CertaPro Painter. Ask about their color consultation services. Each CertaPro Painter's business is independently owned and operated. They're fantastic. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Anti-Heartbreak Officer Brian Wickert. While national headlines talk about the inventory of homes for sale being a lot higher this year, that's still not the case in most of Wisconsin. The good news is that now, even in winter, AccuNet's experienced loan consultants are already helping many of our pre-approved home shoppers become homeowners and avoid the heartbreak of losing in a multi-offer situation. Sure, you can go with a flimsy, unimaginative bank pre-approval, or you can present your offer with an AccuNet rock-solid, fully verified, and guaranteed pre-approval that also might come with the phrase that really makes sellers happy: no appraisal required. When an appraisal is needed, we can also show you in dollars and cents what it means to willingly pay a certain dollar amount over the appraised value if that's what's needed to win, which is usually a lot less scary than people imagine. Reduce your risk of home shopper heartbreak by getting started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Time for the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Oh, boy. Tariffs set to take effect tomorrow, and the markets are not liking that. Donald Trump affirming that is likely to happen, and the Dow sank 650 points. The NASDAQ was down 498 points. The S&P dropped 104 points on the day. Now's the time to make sure you have somebody who's looking out for you at Annex Wealth Management. They have financial planning at every level, all day long. Know the difference with Annex.
According to the Census Bureau, more than 12,000 Americans are turning 65 each day. It's a surge they call Peak 65, the highest number in history. 65 is traditional retirement age because it matches up with Medicare, but Gallup found 61 is the average retirement age. Some Annex clients retire early, but we also have clients working at 70 because they love what they do. You know why? Because they've got plans built by fee-only fiduciaries, plans custom-tailored to their lifestyle. They identify their wants and needs, and we went to work building investment, retirement, tax, and estate plans in their best interest. Proper retirement planning doesn't start the week before you retire. Having a focused plan built by our in-house teams will go a long way in helping you reach the retirement you desire. It all starts with the conversation you probably already have in the back of your mind. It's time to put that into action and contact Annex. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Visit AnnexWealth.com and click the Get Started button.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's Brian Noonan. I've only been on this weight loss journey for 3 weeks. I've already lost 23 pounds thanks to the amazing team at Milwaukee Weight Loss. I've been eating healthier, drinking more water, and I feel a lot more energized. There's no better way to start the new year.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 3:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, no election fraud in Wisconsin.
I'm Julia Fellow, out as supermarket CEO.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Southbound on 41 starting to slow down a bit just south of Hampton down past Capitol Drive. Southbound 43 looking pretty good, just a little bit tight coming out of the Marquette onto 4394. Westbound 94 is tightening up just before 27th Street all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Scattered showers tonight, a low of 40. Tomorrow, scattered rain, isolated thunderstorms, and also steady rain late tomorrow night, a high of 47 degrees. Right now, it's 44 degrees and cloudy in Milwaukee.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President Trump just announcing a $100 billion investment in the U.S. over the next 4 years for chipmaker Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. Here's President Trump during the announcement.
The most powerful AI chips in the world will be made right here in America, and it'll be a big percentage of the chips made by his company, but as you know, they're based mostly in Taiwan.
As part of the deal, multiple facilities will be built in Arizona.
Following the break in negotiations between the U.S. and Ukraine, President Trump saying today,
Well, I just think he should be more appreciative because this country has stuck with them through thick and thin. We've given them much more than Europe, and Europe should have given more than us.
The president saying the minerals deal with Ukraine is still on the table. It comes as the U.S. stocks tumbled as investors braced for the proposed tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China to go into effect by tonight's midnight deadline.
An audit of the November election shows no fraud in Wisconsin. Released by the Wisconsin Elections Commission, the report shows voting machines and software were not tampered with. President Trump defeated former Vice President Kamala Harris in Wisconsin by 29,000 votes in November. In 2020, when President Trump lost to Joe Biden, there were allegations of widespread fraud. 2 partial recounts, a nonpartisan audit, and multiple lawsuits did not support those claims. The post-election audit is required under state law.
Identity thieves have a favorite season. Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection expert Michelle Reinen tells WTMJ.
Tax time and tax season is one of those times we need to be on high alert from identity thieves because they will attempt to steal consumers' tax returns by filing their stolen information.
A way to prevent theft is to set up an identity protection PIN number with the IRS and Wisconsin Department of Revenue. And before disposing any unneeded tax info, Reinen strongly recommends shredding all of those documents.
A former Marquette University residence hall employee is charged with altering data to secure a decade of free rent.
Michael Gerard is alleged to have altered billing data for the university apartment he was living in, giving the impression he didn't owe any rent money. A criminal complaint notes beginning in the fall of 2014, he started changing the status of his apartment in the university's internal records. Gerard said his former boss had given permission to use the apartment rent-free, but then admitted he altered records out of fear a new director would not continue those permissions. Gerard faces up to 13 and a half years in prison and $35,000 in fines. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
A supermarket CEO resigning over his personal conduct. CBS News correspondent Matt Piper.
Kroger CEO Rodney McMullen is resigning following a probe the company says was inconsistent with Kroger's policy on business ethics. It comes after a company board investigation of the 64-year-old that it became aware of only just on February 21st. Ousted CEO McMullen began his career at Kroger in 1978 as a part-time stock clerk, according to his LinkedIn. He was appointed CEO in 2014. Kroger operates nearly 2,800 stores in 35 states and D.C.
The executive shakeup comes after a failed $25 billion merger with rival Albertsons.
Wisconsin ranks 4th in the country for maple syrup production. Executive Director of River Edge Nature Center, John Rokowski, tells WTMJ how it's done at the Saukville Nature Preserve.
We wait till trees are at least approximately 25 years old. Each tree just gets one tap that we're really careful in terms of rotating year to year to give that tree a lot of chance to heal and continue to be strong.
It takes about 40 gallons of sap to make just 1 gallon of syrup.
Time for a WTMJ Sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Cactus League night for the Brewers taking on the Reds in Goodyear. Christian Yelich continues to make progress from back surgery. Yelich made his Cactus League debut over the weekend.
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, just being out there is a win. You know, it's a long road back from that kind of stuff, dealing with the rehab process and just trying to get back out there. So I was happy with that. Just nice to be back in a game. Been a long time and kind of just build off of it.
Listen to tonight's game on WTMJ with coverage beginning at 6:55. Brewers.com writer Adam McCalvey reporting the Brewers are signing veteran left-hander pitcher Jose Quintana, a one-year contract. And the Marquette Golden Eagles move up one spot to number 20 in the latest Marquette AP Top 25 poll. Wisconsin Badgers dropped to spot number 12. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, Siding, and a whole lot more.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 3:35.
Hey, this is Steve Scafidi for Advent. I had some snoring issues that kept my wife up at night. That led to poor sleep and a lot of tired mornings on the radio, and nobody wants that, trust me. But it's simply, my nose wasn't working the way it should. I decided to go to Advent for a quick 30-minute visit, one of their great facilities, talk to a bunch of their doctors. They really put me at ease. After a really simple sleep study at home, in my own bed, they determined the root cause of my problem had to do with my sinuses and nasal passages in my breathing triangle. I didn't even know I had a breathing triangle, so I went to see Advent. After a short procedure done in office, I'm back to breathing well, and my wife and I are both back to sleeping through the whole night. The best sleep we've ever had, that could be you. If you struggle with restless nights like I did, take the time to see how Advent can help. To find out how breathing well and sleeping well can make your life and your nights a whole lot better, go to AdventKnows.com, schedule an appointment today. Because Advent knows, when you breathe well, you live better.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
We are super excited to have with us in the studio Rhea Riley. She is the producer of Spanning the State. She gets to work with Brian and Kristen all the time, which is fun. Hi, Rhea.
Hi, guys. I'm glad to be on here. Thank you for having me.
What did you think of the Oscars? Did you watch the Oscars?
I watched from start to finish, even the red carpet beforehand, too. So I was locked in, as I am every year. I'm watching it religiously.
Okay, so the red carpet looks, I thought Adrian Brody looked really nice.
I liked his brooch.
Yes, I think it matched the wife's earring. Did you notice?
Yeah, I did.
What did you think about his speech and throwing the gum at his wife?
I didn't see the gum thing. Brian had mentioned that earlier today, too.
Oh, my gosh.
I didn't see it.
So they just showed it. What happened was they announced him the winner, and he stands up, and he hugs and kisses his wife, and he takes like 10 steps towards the stage, turns around, pulls the wad out, and throws it to his wife like 20 feet in the air.
She doesn't catch it.
She misses the catch. It falls on the ground, but That was so weird. Like, isn't that gross?
People have done that before, though. I've seen that before at award shows. Or like, just take my gum. I didn't think I was going to win.
Stick it in your pocket. Like,
You
don't
think?
throw it to your wife.
It was weird. Do you want to hear this part of his speech too? Did you hear this?
Let's play it.
All right, here, listen.
Deserves to be up here as well. And I'm wrapping up. Please, 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 I'm wrapping up. I will wrap up. Please turn the music off. I've done this before. Thank you.
Yeah, we know you've done it before.
It's not my
Big
first rodeo,
fans.
but I will be brief.
What? I don't know why I didn't like that.
What'd you think of that, Rhea?
I didn't mind it at all. I was like, let him finish. Let him speak. He won. That's like one of the bigger awards of the entire night. Like, this is what we were waiting for. Let's hear him say something.
Julia Roberts one time said "Stick Boy," and he's like an Oscar-winning, conductor.
Oh,
And yeah,
Ooh, wow,
I just
ouch.
don't
That
like when
hurts
they
a little
say to
bit.
stop them. Like, hang on one second.
I
Like,
just thought
please.
he sounded arrogant. I
A little
don't know.
bit, a little
He
bit.
just sounded. Maybe that's me.
All right, let's do some highs. What did you like?
Yeah.
I really liked the tribute to James Bond. I'm not a big James Bond girly, but I like all of the artists from Lisa, Ray, and Doja Cat. Love Doja Cat, so that was really fun. Also love Wicked. The opening, I was
Oh.
like, yes, this is amazing. They played
Me too.
sang all my favorite songs.
And she was full throat. Like she was.
Yeah.
Oh my! It was so powerful.
Yeah.
Here's a little bit of that. I looked over. My wife was crying literally.
Oh,
like
really?
it's emotional, intense. Like,
Yeah.
and to do it live there in front of all your peers.
Oh, completely. I had chills. They were so nice.
Yeah.
And did you re-see the movie?
Yes.
You saw it in 3D, so you
yes.
watch it again now?
Yeah, I watched it again. I
Okay,
liked it better
good.
not in 3D.
Yeah.
It was weird in 3D.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did that, but the movie's incredible.
So good.
Okay, so you saw probably more of the movies than anybody I've talked to. How many nominees were there for Best Picture? Like 12 or?
Yeah, 12. I should pull that one up. I watched probably at least 6. I'll say at least 6 of them.
Whoa.
I watched Conclave over the weekend. Actually, that was so good.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. I
You
want to
should
watch
watch it.
that.
It's on
Okay.
Peacock.
What's it about?
Okay.
Basically
Selecting the Pope.
Yeah, selecting a new
The next
pope.
pope.
Oh, that's right.
It looks really epic.
If you had to describe, like, it's like the most tea. Like, it just was like, oh, this is a lot.
Oh.
And if you're like religious too, it made me feel like I should go to church. Maybe I should go on church on Sunday. Very, very fun.
What
so I
brought
like
you back
that
to
one.
us? I saw Conclave, and I thought I had to come back to church. What did you think of the other? Did you see the one that won for Best Picture?
Honora, no. So I was going to watch it, but I was like, everything else I could find on streaming. So I watched Complete Unknown, seen Dune Part 2, Nickel Boys, The Substance, Wicked, Conclave. I haven't seen The Brutalist. It's not on streaming yet.
And that's
my
long.
problem.
Yeah.
I know, me
like,
too.
Why
Right.
is it that the one that won, like
You can't see anywhere.
Yeah.
You can rent Honora now on Amazon Prime. I was like, I
Oh,
just don't want to
okay.
spend it because I know once I buy it and rent it, it's going to become on streaming like in the
Yep.
next 3 weeks. So I'm going to
Brutalist
wait.
is like 3 hours. Speaking of brutal,
Yeah.
that
Holy
is,
smokes.
That is really, really long.
I'm into it though. I'll go watch it.
I will too. It generally length doesn't bother me. It's
Mhm.
weird when you talk to people and they watch a movie that's like an hour and a half, and they're like, "That was so long. I can't believe it's a movie." Just
Isn't
settle
like
in.
The Godfather like 2.5
Yes.
hours? Titanic.
Yes, they're all
Bunch.
really, really long.
Yeah. Good quality. You have to have that.
What about Demi Moore's movie, and the fact that Demi didn't win?
I love that movie.
I actually found a funny joke. They're like, the whole plot of Substance is what happened last night with her not winning the award.
Because how she
Because
looked.
she's an older woman and like the younger woman won and she should have
Yeah.
won. I had her on my list to win. Usually my predictions are really, really good. Last night it got thrown a little bit. So
Well, that was a big surprise. That was the category with the biggest surprise.
That was so sad. I felt so bad for Demi Moore.
I don't think I can watch that movie.
Really? Why not?
Because it sounds like it's so gory and weird and
Yeah.
gross and
Well, my
psychotic.
husband was like, "Wow, that's a lot of nudity in this. It must be a female
Yeah.
director because it's a lot of body."
Was she
parts."
naked in it a lot?
Oh
Very-
my!
everybody
was
was
she?
naked.
She was naked
lot
on the
of
ground the
naked.
whole movie.
Like, could you see stuff?
Yes, the whole
For
thing.
real?
You get full Demi Moore.
everything.
All of it.
Okay, yeah. I understand what I said. I don't really want to see that.
I didn't see the last 15 minutes, so I should say that's my disclaimer, which I heard is like the best part of the movie. I just have to wait to see it.
Oh, you got something to look forward
I know.
to.
I'm like, oh, it is not gory, but I heard that part is gory, so I'm like trying to build myself up for it.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
Yeah.
Rhea Riley, she keeps the train on the tracks and spanning the state. That's a full-time job with those two. You got your hands full.
It's fun. I love it.
Yeah, we love them too. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks, guys. It's great.
It is 3:42 at WTMJ.
So close you can smell the rubber on their shoes. Okay, maybe not that close. but as close as you can get. Bucks Insiders on Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
Here's a pass inside to Giannis. Giannis guides it through as he took the feed from Lillard, his second assist to Giannis.
It's Bucks Insiders every Thursday at 12:35. Sponsored by Best Electric and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Fleet Farm's bucket sale is back. You know the drill. Pick up a Fleet Farm 5-gallon bucket for only $3.99. Then save 15% on everything you can fit inside, including clearance. That's right. Any qualifying items you can fit in the bucket are 15% off. So come on in and load up on savings during Fleet Farm's bucket sale, now through March 5th. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
You're right, and I'll agree. It does sound too good to be true, but offering you affordable treatment that alleviates pain, which really does work, that we've seen in most cases insurance paid for in full, is a definite reality. It's pain relief, really. And these are FDA-approved treatments. They're safe and proven to reduce inflammation and alleviate pain. Yeah, you'll have to get a couple of shots, and I know that can scare people. But the needle is extremely small. And after giving shots like this hundreds of thousands of times, you'll see we make it very easy. You're going to feel the relief that our powerful pain relief agents give you. They're pain relief drugs that solve pain problems. And the way I feel is that Rejuvenex should be the first stop for anyone living with pain in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. At $65 per joint, per injection, it's probably the most affordable pain relief option available that actually works.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex Google reviews will tell you more.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural hair products from New Nordic. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or CVS.
Traffic is sponsored by the amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
The successful Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford is hiring positive professional servers and bartenders. You'll make great cash. Inquire today. Start next week. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
Traffic and then weather. Debbie Lassica, how are the roads?
Hey, Julia. Yeah, we've got westbound 94 tightening up a bit from 27th Street all the way through to about Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound is slowing down coming out of the Stadium interchange towards 35th. Southbound 43, couple pockets of heavy traffic, basically from Burleigh all the way down towards Center Street and the northbound side right around the North Avenue curve. On southbound 41, a little bit slow right just south of Capitol Drive. Not too horribly bad. I'm Debbie Lazigo with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Scattered showers tonight, a low of 40. Tomorrow, scattered rain, isolated thunderstorms, steady rain late tomorrow night, high of 47. Wednesday, rain turns to snow. Minor slushy accumulation will be windy, a high of 46. Thursday, sunny and breezy, a high of 40. Friday, a chance of a snow-rain mix again, a high of 38 degrees. Right now, it's 44 degrees in Milwaukee and mostly cloudy.
Thanks for hanging out with us on this Monday. We are super excited to have with us in the studio Stephanie Grady. You know her from Fox 6, and she's also founded with her husband Influential Athlete. It kind of focuses on educating high school students, college students on using NIL, which we've talked about, name, image, and likeness. And it's also a great platform for just communication tools for all the rest of us.
And John is a huge fan of Stephanie Grady.
Yes, I have been forever.
Are you fanboying out now?
Maybe I am. Am I turning red?
I had no idea, John. Thank you.
It's so good to have you here.
I appreciate it. Thanks for the invite.
Too. You are amazing on Fox 6.
Oh, you're so sweet.
The perfect look, the perfect delivery. You're just amazing.
And a journalist.
And then I threw it all away. No.
yeah, right.
Let me ask you about that. Not about Fox 6 so much, but this was really brave. You're at the top of your game. You still are. And you decided to do this. Was it because there's a niche? Because this is a passion for you? Why Influential Athlete?
You know, I think there's a lot of components that come into the big reason why I decided to take the leap off the cliff and jump into the wild world of entrepreneurship, because it's certainly not for the faint of heart, as I've learned. I knew that going in, though. there were a lot of factors. TV, as you guys know, has changed over the years, even the 10 years that I've been here in Milwaukee, just viewership. And, there's so many different options now for people to choose from, hundreds versus, a half dozen back in the day. And, between that and just always wanting to have something of my own. I've always been very entrepreneurial, always wanted to do something of my own. I'm a former athlete. My husband comes from a background of athletic administration. With my job in television, having a public personal brand, communication skills, professional presence, when NIL came about in June of 2021 with the Supreme Court ruling, we just paid really close attention to what was happening. And we identified a big need within the NIL marketplace. It's brand new, right? So there's companies popping up all over the place, but no one was doing what we were identifying as a problem and creating a solution for it. And that being that these kids now have the opportunity to make money with their name, image, and likeness, which, by the way, is not a new right for American citizens. It is new for student athletes, but it's something called the right to publicity. It's been around since the 70s when the Supreme Court made that a thing for American citizens, saying that you can make money off the commercial use of your name, image, and likeness. And these kids have this amazing opportunity to start getting professional experience in the real world, doing these sorts of things, fun things, but they have no idea how to do it. They don't know how to have conversations with adults. They don't know how to interview, pitch themselves, present themselves on camera, give engaging interviews. And so we developed our company to teach them all of these personal and professional skill sets needed to be marketable.
So Wisconsin is one of a handful of states where high school students cannot yet monetize
Not yet.
their name, image, likeness. That's the question. This is going to happen, right? We're an outlier. Do you think this is going to happen soon?
It's only a matter of time. It's going to. So there's a big vote coming up on April 25th. The WIAA is once again putting a change to the rules of eligibility language in front of the 514 member schools across the state. ADs are going to be voting on this language. This time last year, they didn't pass it. There's a really good chance they're going to push it through this time because, number one, there's a lot of guardrails in place with the way that the WIAA has formulated this language to protect student athletes' integrity, to protect school integrity, to protect undue influence and competitive equity, all the things that these high schools care about, so that the chaos you see at the college level doesn't happen at the high school level. If they don't pass it, there is a really good chance that it's only a matter of time before somebody files a lawsuit. It's only going to take one family to do so. Then judges get involved. They file temporary injunctions saying you can't stop these kids from their right to publicity, right? We already talked about that's already a right. Or legislators in Madison are going to craft their own NIL legislation for high schoolers, which is already happening. And so if the WIA membership doesn't push this through, then it's going to happen another way. And I think that when it comes to the membership, it's been our job as the exclusive NIL education partner of the WIAA to educate all of these ADs, superintendents, principals, and presidents of these high schools across the state on what the language actually means, what the prohibited activities are, how these protections are in place with the way this language is written while still allowing these kids to take advantage of the opportunity if they want to, but then also the potential repercussions if they don't pass this through.
Tell me about your story. You were a professional ice skater. What was your injury and what happened next? And that's kind of the reason why you want to give back in this way and created your business.
Yeah, it's so funny. My identity within the Milwaukee community, since I've been here for 10 years now, was always being the news lady, right? Like I was walking in here today and 3 different people stopped me. Are you on the news anymore? I've always been that, and that's fine. But what a lot of people don't know is that I had a completely separate identity before I ever became the news lady. I was Steph the skater. And that quickly went away at the age of 17 when I got horribly injured. I ended up shattering the right side of my pelvis. And it was like in 5 seconds, game over.
What happened?
Never skate again. It wasn't a specific fall that led to the injury. It wasn't like I had this terrible fall and that was it. It was something that had developed over time. It was a lot of stress fractures that ended up resulting in like a full-blown crumble because I didn't say anything and I didn't speak up when I was in pain because I was at the top of my game and I didn't want my coaches to pull me. I mean, every athlete has that story of kind of pushing it a little too hard. And I did. And it was really hard because my whole identity was Steph the skater. I mean, I left high school every single day at 11:30 in the morning to travel an hour and a half each direction to go train 6 days a week. I mean, from the age of 6. And so for that rug to be pulled out from underneath me and my dreams to go out the window along with it, it was really hard, especially being a 17-year-old girl.
Yep.
Right? That's a really tough time of your life, regardless of what you're doing. And so I had this major identity crisis. I felt as though I had zero value to give to the world. I had no self-worth. I had no identity. And it took a few months until my parents were like, look, girl, you have so much going for you. You have so many skills and characteristics that give you a leg up on most of your peers and classmates because of your training and competing at such a high level for so long. Let's teach you how to bridge that gap so that you can start finding success in whatever this next chapter of your life may be. And I was really fortunate to have parents to kind of usher me along. They're well educated. You know, my dad's a physician. My mom, you know, she was a speech pathologist and then kind of started her own thing. And so I was fortunate to be in the position that I was, but so many athletes, most athletes have the same identity crisis when their retirement comes,
Yes.
whenever that is, whether it's after high school, whether after college, or after they go pro, if they make it that far.
Couch talks about that too.
Yeah.
when
And
he
we
left
see
the
that. The
Packers.
guys who retire, unretire, can't decide if they're going to retire,
Mhm.
hold on.
Yes, they're going to go into coaching, but they're
Yeah.
not really into, you know, like it's tough. Like
So Aaron Rodgers might be dealing with that right now, and you can relate to that.
I'll call him.
Yeah,
exactly.
he'll call you.
I want to ask you about a couple other different things. The NIL stuff is really cool, and we're going to give out your website when people can get that. I came across you because I saw a little bit of a video, and you were talking about what to do when negative comments on social media bother you. And you know, because you were in this business.
Oh, yeah.
And we only hear from the people who, Mercure, you suck. Julia, what are you talking about? You're so wrong. And the text line is like that. Social media is all the time. But that's the world we live in with everybody.
It is. And everyone
right?
has the cat pictures as their profile pictures who are making those comments, by the way.
Exactly, they do.
No one's showing their real face.
What's
That's
the
world
most
we live in.
baseline advice for people who, we all say, have a thick skin, but in
Oh,
dealing
give
with
me a
those
break,
things,
yeah.
that can be really nasty.
Yeah, I mean, being in TV for nearly 20 years, you would think at this point I would have really thick skin, right? I don't. I mean, doesn't matter. And like, I don't care if you have the thickest skin in the world or say you do, for a half a second, you doubt yourself, right? When somebody says like, oh, you know, why are you wearing your hair like that? Or why are you doing your makeup like that? Or I hate how you talk with your hands, or you have a high pitch, you know, something you do with your voice, whatever it is, whatever it might be, for a half a second, you think, wait, are they right?
Yep.
I think we all do.
'Cause we're
right?
people.
We're people, and we want to fit in. I feel like that's human nature, to want to fit in versus having a thing that may make you stand out that people are judging you by. We're all judgmental. Being judgmental is part of human nature, and it's a safety mechanism. It keeps us safe, knowing that that person's probably not a safe person to, you know, associate with. Stay back, right? So we all judge. So for people who say they don't judge, you're lying. You judge. Okay? It's just a matter of identifying what comments you should actually take to heart and grow from, and what you should just try as hard as you can to roll off your back.
That's a good piece of advice.
And that video that you were speaking of, that happened to me the day before I posted that video. Someone sent me some nasty message being like, you don't know what you're talking about. You know, I always hated watching you on TV. Look at you wasting your life. Right?
Just nasty.
It takes one person. So what did I do? Right? I probably spent a little too much time than I should have, but I did this. And I taught myself a lesson that I wanted to share with others in this social media video. I went to this person's profile. I looked at other things that this person had commented on. And don't you know that every comment that person had written on other people's video was something nasty, derogatory, or negative?
Thank you.
Because the problem is them. It's not you.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's great advice. So follow Stephanie Grady on all the social media platforms. You can check her out there. And what is the website for Influential Athlete?
So it's influentialathlete.com. All my social media is Steph Grady TV, because, you know, I can't change that at this point. It's kind of like ingrained.
Influentialathlete.com.
Yeah.
Or Steph Grady on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all
Exactly.
that stuff. It's so fun to have you here. Great stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
It is 3:56 at WTMJ. Let's get your business headlines.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The former Boston store site at Brookfield Square will be converted into a development that features a medical office building, a beer garden, and 2 smaller retail buildings. Construction could start by this fall. The Milwaukee Journal Sentinel's print circulation declines 15% in 2024. While many readers do switch to digital reading, the publication's digital subscriptions also were down 9%. The largest physician group practice in southeast Wisconsin is Aurora Medical Group with 1,900 doctors. Second on the list, Medical College of Wisconsin's group practice. I'm Rich Kirchin with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Are you looking for a new car or truck? Well, good news. Inventories have really improved lately, and I have a few ideas to help you find the vehicle of your dreams. I'm Jim Token, president of Adam, the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. The first step to getting that car of your dreams is to visit any of the 115 Adam member dealerships, where you can see their selection in person and take test drives. You can also find out about the new cars they have on order and reserve the one you want. Or if you really want to get the exact car you're dreaming of, they can order it for you. It might take a few weeks for delivery, but hey, wouldn't it be nice to have the perfect vehicle built just for you? This is your chance. Plus, if you're thinking of trading in your current car or ending your lease early, you'll be amazed at what dealers are offering. And if you prefer to handle the negotiations and paperwork remotely, no problem. Most Adam dealers will even bring cars to you for test drives. So don't wait. Start your search now. Find an Adam member dealer near you at adamm.com.
As clutch of a player to ever play basketball.
It's game time on Season 4 of Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus.
This year, I was like, I need to impose myself more on this team.
Explore Damian Lillard's journey to becoming a top 75 player in NBA history.
That's what really had me feeling like this is going to be great.
Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker, and H&R Benefits Consultant. Find Bucks Plus on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Nestled in the heart of the Kettle Moraine Forest lies the historic Fox and Hounds Supper Club. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I love the Fox and Hounds. Journey through 90 years of history in the timbered and stone structure. And when you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free 7 days a week. That's amazing. Choice steaks, ribs, seafood, pasta, big fresh salads, steak and lobster, any entree, your second dinner is free. The Fox and Hounds desserts and huge ice cream drinks. Oh, yeah. They're buy one, get one free. Unwind with an old-fashioned, a Manhattan, 20 bourbons, over 100 wines, 8 unique dining rooms with real wood-burning fireplaces. Wherever you live, it's worth the spectacular drive through the Kettle Moraine for your free dinner. Just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the famous Holy Hill Shrine, a Top Choice Award winner for fine dining and most romantic restaurant. It is one of my very favorite places. Take your family to the Fox and Hounds this week, and half your dinners are free. How good is that? foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
The next time you're due for service, visit richlands.com to schedule an appointment at any of our 5 conveniently located facilities.
All AAA approved and all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to serve you.
Richlands.
Traffic is sponsored by the Milwaukee Metro Boat Sale taking place this weekend at the Waukesha County Expo Center.
The Milwaukee Metro Boat Sale, this weekend at the Waukesha Expo Center. Over 60 boats on display, new and pre-owned boats, the best brands, the best pricing, free admission and parking. The Milwaukee Metro Boat Sale.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
I'm John Mercure, your top story, bracing for tariffs to go into effect at midnight.
I'm Julia Fellow, cracking down on season ticket holders.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Northbound 43 starting to slow down just north of Fond du Lac Avenue, right around the North Avenue curve up towards Burleigh. Southbound's a bit slow right past Burleigh towards Center Street. Southbound 41 still looking pretty good. Just a quick tap the brakes south of Capitol. And then westbound 94, you watch for delays from 27th Street all the way almost to Hawley Road. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, scattered showers, mild, a low of 40 degrees. Tomorrow, isolated thunderstorm and heavy rain late in the day, a high of 47. It's currently 44. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President Donald Trump announcing today that Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company will make a $100 billion investment in chip manufacturing in the U.S. over the next 4 years. News Nation's Kelly Meyer.
Trump saying that this could bring in somewhere between 20,000 and 25,000 jobs that could be created. This was the CEO of this giant semiconductor chip industry the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSMC, announcing that $100 billion investment on top of that $60 billion. So Howard Lutnick saying, quote, now you're seeing the power of Donald Trump's presidency, saying they started with that initial deal and now he came back and is investing that $100 billion, which they say will create jobs.
Most of the facilities are expected to be built in Arizona.
The president is preparing an address to a joint session of Congress for the Senate's Democratic Minority Leader, Senator Chuck Schumer. He's chosen people who have been directly impacted by the first few weeks of the Trump administration. He detailed his guest list.
It's my honor, my true honor, to welcome 7 incredible New Yorkers tomorrow who will tell the story of what's under threat by Donald Trump's agenda, from Medicaid beneficiaries to disabled veterans fired from their jobs at the VA, to fired USDA workers, to home health care workers.
President Trump's address is scheduled for tomorrow night.
U.S. stocks fell as the president told reporters he's going to impose those tariffs on Canada and Mexico. Matt Hemrick of Bankrate.com.
Investors are essentially pricing in the likelihood that these tariffs do take effect. How long they stay in effect, who knows? But there are a lot of things all coming together right now. Obviously, the tariffs taking effect. There's a lot of uncertainty, which has Washington as the epicenter.
Canadian automaking plants have vowed to respond, quote, like the U.S. has never seen before.
The Green Bay Packers want to do away with season ticket holders who sell all of their tickets and never go to the games themselves.
It is getting to be incredibly expensive to go to games.
NFL tickets are pricey, and there are fans who sell their seats to make ends meet.
I don't have a problem with season ticket holders selling 2-3 games.
But ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, a Packers Hall of Famer, tells Wisconsin's Morning News he understands why the team doesn't want you selling all of your games.
I get where the Packers are coming from.
The Packers say this is going to affect less than 1% of season ticket holders. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Coming up, a local bakery prepares for Fat Tuesday.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 4:04.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Our podcast on Wisconsin's Afternoon News is sponsored by Dave Dre Camp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition. DaveDreCamp.com. Check out our podcast, sponsored by Dave Dre Camp Heating. Text the word WAN to 855-616-1620.
Are you tired of being tired? Go to AdventKnows.com.
The Census Bureau says more than 12,000 Americans turn 65 each day. It's a surge they call Peak 65, the highest number in history. Some Annex clients retire early. Some keep working because they love it. You know why? Because they've got custom plans built by fee-only fiduciaries. They identified their wants and needs, and we went to work. We want to do the same for you. Annex does financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Visit AnnexWealth.com and click the Get Started button.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 4:06.
Will egg prices impact Fat Tuesday?
That's a lot of putchki and a lot of eggs. Brian Krause is hoping to keep prices relatively steady during uncertain times.
Something we're constantly monitoring.
A From Scratch bakery, Krause says National Bakery goes through roughly 400 pounds of eggs each week.
We're very sensitive to our customers, and if we can absorb a little bit of it to keep the customer base rolling in, that's what we're going to do sometimes.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. Brewers take on the Reds tonight in Arizona. Coverage on WTMJ at 6:55. And college basketball, the Marquette Golden Eagles move up one spot to number 20 in the latest poll. The Badgers drop one spot to number 12. Badger Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding and a whole lot more.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 4:07.
With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
4:08, happy Monday.
Hey, one of our favorite people's in the studio, Rose Gray, the host of the Fox World Travel Show on Saturdays at 9. Rose, thanks for being here.
Hey, my pleasure. And it's kind of a fun topic. I really actually never spoke about this on the air on Saturday.
I love this topic.
Yeah.
It's about all these options you can have if you want to go around the world on a tour.
Yeah.
And you've helped plan a couple of these.
I have. Well, so in my earlier stages of my career, now remember, I've been doing this for 40 years, I sat on an international desk for a large company who shall remain nameless, but Plumbing Parts comes to mind, and in Sheboygan County. And my job was to do international travel. And then I moved up to the VIP international travel desk. And many times these business travelers would be looking for a way to hit 5, 6, 8 destinations on one trip, the most expeditious and economically friendly way to do it. And so that would be what we call an RTW in the world of travel, which is round the world fair.
I'm most familiar with the cruises that do this because I used to cruise a lot, not so much anymore. And in the brochure, there would always be, I cruise Princess. You could go around the world on Princess or take chunks of it, and literally you can cruise around the world on the ship, right?
You can, but now this has really kind of morphed into something more. These cruise lines, these major cruise lines, and some not so major, never heard of cruise lines, decided they were going to do crazy things like 3 years at sea.
Whoa.
Yeah. So do you remember this? It was in the news.
After the president was elected, they were really trying to sell that.
And so sadly, that wasn't really a legitimate offer. They sold it, they promoted it, they made it happen. You put down a $70,000 deposit for your $233,000 3 years at sea, and then they couldn't make it come true.
Yep.
But there are legitimate cruise lines, and they're all the major cruise lines that have round the world. Now, the biggest one that everybody was following was in 2023, Royal Caribbean had one that was 274 days. So an inside cabin started at $60,000, and then you could go all the way up to a junior suite for $117,000.
I just think about the workers being there for that long.
Yeah.
Well, but you know what? As just like John said, oftentimes they also segmented it and sold chunks of it for the people who weren't going to stand for the whole time. And then those crew members typically sign on for 3 months, 6 months, or actually up to 9 months. So some of those crew would be on that particular itinerary for 9 months.
Oh my
Rose Gray is with us. What about if you want to do it airfare?
Yep. So the airfare is very, very complicated. And if people are trying to do that on their own, I suggest getting a professional involved because you need to stick with one of the alliances. So we're talking about One World, we're talking about Sky Miles, we're talking about, so it's either United, American, or Delta, let's just face it. And then all the many, many, many airlines that belong to those alliances. You have to stick with those carriers. You have to go in one direction. In other words, you can't backtrack. You can't go to Cuba for some bizarre reason. But we have ways to make that work. I mean, we were trained way back in my generation on how to do that. But now there's a couple of tour companies that have come up with this really clever idea. It's private luxury jets that are going around the world.
Ooh, you'd be
That's
good
way to
for
get
that,
around
Julia.
that. I would. Oh my God, how much would that
Yeah, how does
cost?
that work?
Some of those
This
are
one
like
was $117,000 for a good little suite at the Royal Caribbean for 274 days.
But that's on the round the world cruise. But if you want to do like the private luxury, some of these are maybe as few as 9 destinations, and they start at $53,000.
Okay.
What? I'd rather do that, John.
I'd rather go to the more countries.
Yeah,
but but obviously the private jet's much faster,
jet.
and you
And-
circumvent the globe, right? But you only stop
Precisely.
at like 9 or 10
Yep.
places.
So there's all different. They have themes, if you will. And so, do you want to do Asia? Do you want to do? There's just a lot of themes. Some of them are golf related. Some of them are event related. Just those kinds of things.
Does this interest you at all?
Well, I love it. I am fascinated by how we figure out the round the world, what kind of a client we would book on, and we did.
But I mean, would you go? Are you interested in doing this?
I would, except that I wouldn't see my grandchildren.
Yeah.
I couldn't be on a ship, I don't think. But you've heard of
Yeah.
people who are retiring on ships
Yeah.
because it's cheaper than the nursing home.
Yeah.
I have.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds
Isn't
so
that
nice.
scary?
Yeah. And so they've got somebody to cook for them. They've got somebody to do their laundry for them. And they've got some people to socialize with them. And it's less expensive than actually living in the nursing home.
So the ship one, if you do the ship and you're gone 250 days,
Yeah.
are you seeing 100 different places?
You are. It was 60 destinations on all seven continents. So
Whoa.
it was absolutely crazy. And I followed on social media several couples that were on it, and the trials and tribulations and the fights that broke out and the people that didn't get along and all the things that you'd expect social media to cover for you. That was all happening. So
yeah,
that
that's
was
a small space. You better make sure your marriage is strong.
Absolutely. Or that you really like the person you decided to room with. So
Yeah, for sure. Check out Rose, 9 o'clock Saturday mornings on WTMJ, The Rose Gray Show, in partnership with Fox World Travel.
Thank you so much.
Rose, thank you so
My
much.
pleasure.
It's 4:14 at WTMJ.
Whatever you want to call this season, we're over it. Time to look forward to
Fly ball, right field. It is deep. It is gone.
spring training is finally here and back on the radio.
It is up and it is gone. A walk-off homer for Vinny Capra.
Make sure to catch our next spring training broadcast as the Brewers take on the Reds Monday at 6:55. No matter the season, we are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin want you to know they've got a great deal going on right now. I mean, this is one of the best deals I've ever heard Gina put together. Right now, you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella Windows and Doors at 0% interest. So what that means is you get the windows, you get the doors, you get the sliding patio door, you get all of them, and you pay nothing with no interest for 6 years. So 5 years in, you still haven't paid anything off. You have not accumulated any interest. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, you get so much more than stunning windows and doors, which are incredible. They've got the best product in the business. You get the Pella experience. I'm getting the Pella experience right now. Went out to the Experience Center, picked out our stuff. Michelle is so happy. And now we're in the process of getting it ordered and getting it installed. It's the Pella Experience. 10-year labor warranty is always included. They sell, install, and service every single product. It's Pella. And right now, 0 interest for 6 years. 6 years on brand new Pella windows and doors. Certain restrictions apply. Ends March 8th. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Design Exchange is where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Traffic and weather, Debbie Lozica. Hello.
Hello, John. Southbound on 43, looking good. Really not seeing too many delays at all. The northbound side's a different story. We do have, we do have, oh my goodness. Okay. We do have some problems northbound from Fond du Lac Avenue up to North Avenue, and then westbound 94, slowing from 16th Street all the way to about Hawley Road. I'm Debbie Lozica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Hang in there, Deb. We got this. We got this. Tonight, scattered showers, a low of 40 degrees. Tomorrow, scattered showers, a high of 47. Wednesday, a little rain turns to a little snow, a high of 46. Thursday, sunny, 40. Friday, chance for rain, snow mix, a high of 38 degrees. All right, Debbie has drank her water. She's strong. She's good.
I'm good now. I'm good.
All right.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that was good. We're good. It's 4:17 at WTMJ. Hey, time to recognize another everyday hero. Here's WTMJ's Eric Bilstad.
On Wisconsin's Morning News, we identify an everyday hero as an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Today we head to Wayne Township, New Jersey. Tracy Delator and her husband were at their home one evening when they noticed their son was gone.
On Friday, February 14th at 6:40 p.m., our 11-year-old son Matthew, who is autistic and nonverbal, escaped from our house. After a few minutes of looking for him, I called 911.
The cops were there immediately. Dogs were there, drones. One report said there were like 100 people looking for Matthew, who again was nonverbal, autistic, and it was cold out.
So when Matthew's clothes get wet, he takes them off. He hates wearing wet clothes. He realized that his feet were
Tracy told the Wayne Township Council that her son would take off all his clothes if they were wet, and he basically did. He was in a sweatshirt and nothing else. He ended up 90 minutes later in someone's backyard. That's where 13-year-old Christopher McHale comes in.
Christopher McHale was in his bedroom when he heard sounds coming from his backyard, and it was Matthew.
Christopher told his mom, Andrea, that there was something happening outside. He could hear something, so they went and checked.
Andrea turned on the outside light, and that's when they saw Matthew sitting in the snow with just a sweatshirt on. And his sweatshirt was pulled over his knees to his toes because he was freezing.
The family immediately brought the boy in, treated him as if he were their own. They got him clothes, towels. Christopher even turned on a cartoon for him. Tracy says Christopher could have just ignored the sounds that he heard outside and went back to whatever he was doing. But he didn't.
If not for Christopher's quick thinking, I don't know what the outcome would have been, because Matthew was 70 pounds. It was 30 degrees that night. He had only a sweatshirt on, and he was already out there for an hour and 20 minutes. Time was not on our side. Christopher saved Matthew's life. Christopher is a true hero. Thank you.
The 13-year-old was recently honored at the Wayne Township Council meeting. The mayor was there and the police chief, who told him,
in about 10 or 11 years, if you want a job, you want to be a police officer, we could use some good men and women. I don't know what your plans are for the future.
Officer Christopher McHale has a nice ring to it. Thank you, Christopher, for being an everyday hero. For more, you can text the word HERO to the WTMJ Siding Unlimited talk and text line 855-616-1620. Everyday Heroes, sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet Spring Workwear event is going on now, and we have a great selection of quality workwear styles at unbeatable prices. Like 30% off men's work and sport sweatshirts. Save $100 on select men's Keen utility work boots, $59.99 while supplies last. New at Blaine's, men's brunt workwear apparel, 25% off. Plus, earn $30 in Carhartt bucks for every $125 spent on Carhartt gear. We've got the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
John Mercure here for Landworks Wisconsin. Take a look outside. It's that crappy lawn, right? It's still frozen underneath there, but think about what it could look like. Think about what it'll look like if you go with Landworks. Beautiful, healthy blooms, immaculately edged beds, thriving plant life. Landworks Wisconsin transformed our yard. Incredible, affordable, quick and efficient. They will make it the yard of your dreams. Take the guesswork out of your green space with land services from Landworks Wisconsin. Not only landscape, but hardscape, they do it all. Contact my guys at Landworks today at landworkswisconsin.com.
Hi, I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. If you save for retirement in a 401k or IRA, let me ask you, do you know how much of that money is actually yours? Or will taxes take a bigger bite than you expected? Right now, taxes are historically low, But with growing national debt and government spending, do you think they'll really stay that way? Many retirees are shocked to realize the IRS might be one of the biggest expenses in retirement. Here's the good news. You do have options. Smart tax strategies can help you keep more of your hard-earned money instead of handing it over to Uncle Sam. At Drake & Associates, we help our clients create tax-efficient retirement income plans so they can enjoy their wealth instead of worrying about it running out. And here's the catch. These strategies work best when you plan ahead. That's why I'm offering you a free retirement toolkit and a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready, to help you understand how taxes could impact your retirement and what you can do about it. Text TAX to 414-897-9522 right now to claim your free copy while supplies last. The longer you wait, the fewer options you may have. Take control of your retirement today. Text TAX to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping you keep more of what you've earned.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Gene Hackman was honored at the Oscars. They had to put that together pretty quick, but his death remains a mystery. ABC's Alex Stone has been looking at this for the past several days, and he joins us. Alex, we already covered the Oscar stuff pretty much big time. Can you bring us up to speed on what we know about the investigation?
Yeah, and still the mystery of how he and his wife died. And then the sheriff in Santa Fe County saying that the preliminary test results, they've come back. No sign of carbon monoxide in their blood. That was the thinking early on of, well, this had to have been carbon monoxide. You've got two adults and a dog all dead in the same building. But the sheriff's saying, no, they don't think so.
Both individuals tested negative for carbon monoxide.
Now, because they had been dead for many days before they were found, experts say that the carbon monoxide will fade away in the blood, so can be hard to tell if it was carbon monoxide, but that they aren't ruling it out. Doesn't look like that it was, but they've got to figure out, John, what else they could have had in their blood, what else it could have been.
The manner and cause of death has not been determined. The official results of the autopsy and toxicology reports are pending.
There are questions about the pills that were found around his wife, Betsy Arakawa. The sheriff saying they were blood pressure meds, thyroid medication, Tylenol, nothing that you would think of as something that you would take to kill yourself. And they don't know if those played a role. They don't see any signs of foul play. They weren't stabbed. They weren't beaten. None of that. No indication anything criminal here.
An autopsy was performed. Initial findings noted no external trauma to either individual.
So what it was, they don't know. So some former coroners and medical examiners have said, well, maybe he had a heart attack, she went to get meds for him, then she had a medical episode during the stress, and then the dog starved in the kennel. I mean, it seems like a lot of coincidence and a lot of maybe this, maybe that, but they really don't know.
Oh, that's so sad. Were their hands and feet mummified, Alex?
She was beginning to mummify, which can take some time. He was decomposing, but hadn't gotten to that point. But yeah, she was.
How long will toxicology take? What are we looking at here?
Could be 6 weeks, maybe even 8 weeks.
Wow.
Takes a while. So yeah, it's not going to be quick.
With those drugs strewn about, and the fact that it wasn't, something like a Heath Ledger situation or,
Right.
some controlled substances, it seems like she may have collapsed while trying to get the pills. Or
That's
something
what
like
they
that.
think. Yeah, there was a space heater that went down with her. Like she went down and was grabbing onto things and had the
Wow.
pills, and they went all over. They don't know. Or did she go first and he was reacting to it?
He was going for help or something?
Yeah, they got to put it all together.
Because they were
right
not
now.
near each other in the house, right?
Yeah, no, she was in the bathroom. He was in the mudroom, and they don't have cameras around. They do have their cell phones. They're looking at those. So
The
yeah,
dogs
they're
were
not gonna be
stuck
able-
in kennels?
One of them, the one that
Oh.
died. The other two, they could come and go. There was a doggy door. They survived. So they know he had been dead for about 2 weeks based on his pacemaker. When the last reading was on it. They don't know with her. They think around the same time she probably died, but a lot of work they've got left to do.
ABC's Alex Stone in Los Angeles. Alex, thank you.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
427 at WTMJ. Time for the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Donald Trump says, quote, no room left for Canada or Mexico, and tariffs are set to go into place at midnight for those countries. The markets didn't like that very much. The Dow was off 650 points. That's 1.5%. The NASDAQ was off 497. That's 2.6%. The S&P was down 105 points. That's almost 2%. Annex Wealth Management, financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for QC Kinetics. You know, I get a lot of questions about QC Kinetics treatments, people asking if they should consider it for their own joint pain. Well, here's how you know. If you answer yes to any of these questions. Is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain in your knees or hips or shoulders or other joints, trouble sleeping or walking? Do you want to avoid surgery, a long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? And most importantly, do you miss doing the things you love because joint pain is holding you back? If you answered yes to any of these questions, don't wait. Call now. Call QC Kinetics and ask for your free consultation and learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can help you get lasting relief. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
I'm Brett Matchke, and you're due for service.
Richlands. Richlands Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlands.com when you're due for service.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story: stocks tumble as tariffs loom.
I'm Julia Fellow. A message to MPS from Milwaukee's mayor.
I'm Debbie Loziga. Southbound 41, that's backing up from before Hampton down past Capitol Drive. Also on northbound 43, seeing delays coming out of the Kilbourne area up past North Avenue. Southbound's just a little bit tight as you're making your way past Burleigh down towards Center Street. Westbound 94, you're looking at delays out of the Marquette all the way through the Stadium interchange, with the eastbound side slowing down from 68th Street to 35th. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Scattered showers tonight will be mild, a low of 40. Tomorrow, scattered rain, isolated thunderstorms, and then steady rain throughout tomorrow night, a high of 47 degrees. Right now, it's mostly cloudy in Milwaukee at 44 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President Trump announcing an investment by Taiwanese semiconductor chip manufacturer TSMC of at least $100 billion to build state-of-the-art semiconductor manufacturing facilities.
This $100 billion in new investment will go into building 5 cutting-edge fabrication facilities in the great state that we just discussed, Arizona, and will create thousands of jobs, many thousands of jobs.
Trump says this brings the investment to about $165 billion in the U.S.
U.S. stocks fell quickly today after the president told reporters he's going to go through with 25% tariffs on all imports from Canada and Mexico. Bankrate.com, Mark Hemrick.
Those impacts will be coming unless there's something done
to reverse the decision on tariffs. And of course, the other part is essentially the trade war aspect of this, where the targeted countries, impose their own taxes on inbound goods from the United States.
The president has signed paperwork to implement an additional 10% tariffs on Chinese imports.
Weather conditions are making a bad situation even worse in the Carolinas.
Strong winds and dry conditions are fueling dozens of wildfires across North and South Carolina. The biggest fire, which remains uncontrolled, is in the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina area. Jerry Gallagher was among the many forced to evacuate.
I can't give enough credit to the firemen and the police departments and rescue people and forestry and everybody for doing such a fine job.
The fires have destroyed and damaged several homes, buildings, and vehicles in North Carolina. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Here locally, education was central to Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson's State of the City address this morning. He thanked MPS Interim Superintendent Eduardo Galvan for his work and had a message for the district's next leader.
I'm inviting Superintendent Casilius to work more closely with members of my cabinet. She knows that I'll be a partner, an advocate, and a participant in the work to improve our schools.
Mayor Johnson said there's no acceptable excuses for recent lead hazards in schools and ongoing issues like funding.
The end of winter is an identity thief's favorite season, tax time. Consumer expert Michelle Reinen tells WTMJ what DATCP recommends for keeping your tax returns safe.
Don't just discard them and throw them in the recycle pile. We need you to shred those documents so no one pieces that information together. And then take some extra measures as it relates to tax ID theft. File early and securely. Don't store your sensitive data on your device, whether it's tax season or any season.
Consumers can also set up an identity protection PIN with the IRS and the Wisconsin Department of Revenue.
A former Marquette University resident's life employee charged with altering data to secure a decade of free rent.
Michael Gerard is alleged to have altered billing data for the university apartment he was living in, giving the impression he didn't owe any rent money. A criminal complaint notes beginning in the fall of 2014, he started changing the status of his apartment in the university's internal records. Gerard said his former boss had given permission to use the apartment rent-free, but then admitted he altered records out of fear a new director would not continue those permissions. Gerard faces up to 13.5 years in prison and $35,000 in fines. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Brewers Chief Operating Officer Marty Wronski tells ESPN Milwaukee that fans will notice a key piece from the team's spring training park will also be present at American Family Field.
We're going to have Bob's autograph really big in the outfield. That's probably the best way he can be with us and with everybody in that way.
Other remembrances will include a moment of silence and the Milwaukee debut of the Euchre jersey patch on all jerseys on the field. The team is planning a larger celebration of life for Euchre in August.
Time for a WTMJ Sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Cactus League tonight for the game against the Reds with the Brewers in Goodyear. And Christian Yelich continues to make progress from his back surgery.
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, just being out there is a win. You know, it's a long road back from that kind of stuff, dealing with the rehab process and just trying to get back out there. So I was happy with that. Just nice to be back in a game. Been a long time and kind of just build off of it.
Here tonight's game on WTMJ with coverage beginning at 6:55. Brewers.com writer Adam McCalvey is reporting the Brewers are signing veteran left-hander Jose Quintana to a one-year contract.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 4:35.
We get it. You're on the go, and life gets in the way. Stay up to date on all things WTMJ with podcasts of every show. Available on WTMJ.com. And don't forget you can stream WTMJ online and watch your favorite WTMJ shows on YouTube. Every show, when you want it, no matter where you are. We are Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio 620 WTMJ.
Want to let you know, Wisconsin's Afternoon News Podcast is sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition. You can check it out every single day. Everything we do on the show is podcast by texting the word WAN, W-A-N, to 855-616-1620. You get it all there. The interviews, the fun segments, the perspective, and the analysis. Sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Visit davedrakecamp.com.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural hair products from New Nordic. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or CVS.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News on WTMJ.
9:37 on WTMJ. Hope that you are having a great Monday. Milwaukee's Mayor Cavalier Johnson gave his State of the City address today on the 4th floor of the newly expanded Baird Center.
Welcoming more and more meetings, trade shows, and expositions with expectations of attracting 100,000 additional visitors each year.
A different spot from last year where he was, in the Common Council area. There was a boo that happened and he waited for several minutes. But there was a lot of people there, and he recognized the hard work of our firefighters and police, including Officer Daniel Gonzalez. He was shot twice only 2.5 weeks ago, responding to the report of a man walking around, shooting a rifle into the air, which ended in a shootout, nearly taking his life.
Officer Gonzalez, I wish you a prompt and full recovery. Officer Gonzalez, please stand.
It was actually really nice, John, that
That's
part.
a great moment.
And he also had the new Milwaukee Public Schools superintendent stand up.
Dr. Brenda Cassellius. Dr. Cassellius, please stand. Now, we've already had some positive discussions, and I feel she is ready to move MPS forward.
Lots of things to deal with. Funding issues, lead issues, bad scores. Graduation rate in 2021 was 64%. That's a decline from 2019 where the graduation rate was 70%. They expect it to go down again, possibly this year. Classroom achievement, the mayor said, should be a cornerstone of what their focus is.
The classroom achievements of this city's children must improve.
There you go. Lots of clapping.
Very positive, much better received than other ones have been.
Yes. He was promising that he will be there to help. He's going to be part of the solution, but so does everyone else. There's some people that need to volunteer, for example, because they have a shortage of teachers. The state superintendent is actually talking about that shortage today. What he did not bring up, the mayor, was the school resource officers that our city is more than a year overdue from provisions to put in the Shared Revenue Bill, Act 12, which included the understanding that 25 school resource officers would be in Milwaukee Public Schools by January 1st of last year. And when that did not happen after a court order, Judge Borowski said this last week when the city was asking for more time.
I don't know how I can be more clear. And for the mayor's chief of staff, he needs to understand he's behind the 8 ball in this too, because he sat in his hands. Chief Norman did nothing for 18 months. Nothing.
So a lot of things are happening. Republican Representative Bob Donovan saying not keeping their agreements on this is making it harder for him as a Milwaukee state representative to convince his caucus members who live way up north like Wausau, Superior, LaCrosse, Eau to care to help our city.
It's difficult in my caucus to try and stand up for Milwaukee and make the case when you have stuff like this. It's just very disheartening. I don't know where the leadership is in Milwaukee, but they need to get their act together.
So they were saying that. Donovan just told us last week that live on Wisconsin's Afternoon News. And the mayor is saying this about his relationship with Madison, which was totally different.
Now, our relationship with Madison is far more stable. Now, there's a long process ahead for Wisconsin's biennial fiscal plan, and I will engage with lawmakers defending the interests of Milwaukee in the months ahead.
So he was saying that it's fine.
Okay, that's definitely not the case. We speak to lawmakers all the time. I would argue that you heard Bob Donovan there. It has actually never been more tenuous based on what happened with the resource officers.
Absolutely.
It's never been more fragile. The mayor's put in a lot of work. Remember, he said, I will sleep in Madison if I have to. He said that a year ago.
Right.
There's no doubt he put in a lot of work, but the relationship is very fragile right now, and they're not happy with Milwaukee.
And it's a Republican-controlled legislature.
Yeah, and they feel betrayed.
They do. They do. It's true. So now that is the one elephant in the room that he just didn't address at all was the school resource officers. And there's a deadline, John.
Yeah.
We're less than 2 weeks out to another deadline that a judge has put in place.
So on the one hand, I understand him not addressing it because it's not good news for him, but he should have addressed it. He should have showed leadership. If he would have stood up there and said, you know what?
Yeah.
We've struggled to get the resource officers in the school, and my team went to court because we want to make sure we're doing this the right way, but we will do it. We're committed to it. And instead, he ignored it.
Totally. Even if a lawyer looked it over or whatever, he was introducing the new Milwaukee city attorney and had him stand up and clap. I mean, ask him what is the right language to say. But, as a comms person, I would say, hey, listen, we want to, I can't really say much. We're in the middle of something. We're trying to
Face it, though. Face it. Say something. And then the icing on the cake is the relationship in Madison's never been more stable. Oh, my gosh. That's tone deaf.
Come on.
I mean, you don't need to say that. You weren't asked a question and you were responding. You decided to put that in your speech. Oh, I just don't get it.
Do they listen to our show?
Yeah, they need to more often. It's 4:42 at WTMJ. Hey, coming up, we want you to weigh in on the Oscars. What did you like? What did you not like? Shoot us a text. Give us a call. Let us know. Did you like Conan O'Brien? Did you like how they did the music? What do you think about the movies that won? Did Demi Moore get ripped off?
Yes.
What did you think? That's what Julia thinks
John
for sure.
and I have a lot to talk about. We have our likes and dislikes, and we'd love for you to join us.
Yeah, give us your likes and dislikes. 855-616-1620. Shoot us a text. Give us a call. That's up next on WTMJ.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Capital Heating and Cooling and J&B Construction. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. The more I learn about RO, that's reverse osmosis, the more impressed I am with the technology that basically hasn't changed in decades, but continues to routinely pop up as the best way to treat emerging contaminants. Here's the bottom line. RO is Guthrie and Fry. They've got the best systems in the business. I know my water in my neighborhood is crisp, it's clean, it's clear. It's thanks to Guthrie and Fry. My water softener is the best technology that exists, and they bring the salt to the basement. It's Guthrie and Fry. They know that better water makes a big difference. It's Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice. It's my choice all day long. I trust these guys. It's Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
The biggest boat sale of the year happens at the Waukesha Expo Center March 7th through 9th. Announcing the Milwaukee Metro Boat Sale. Over 60 boats on display. Pontoons, triple tunes, deck boats, fishing and bow riders, even used boats. All in one place at one time. The best brands and the best prices, all priced to sell now with guaranteed spring delivery. So bring along your checkbook and the title to your trade and get the deal of a lifetime. Free admission and parking details at centerpointmarine.com. The Milwaukee Metro Boat Sale at the Waukesha Expo. Be there.
We've saved our clients over $19 million in real estate commission. I say this because that's a pretty big number. But at Century 21 Benefit Realty, it's really not about being a top volume agency. Over here, it's more about you. And at 1.9% commission and no more than $19,000 commission, for the listing side of your sale, no matter what size property you're selling, you will save substantially. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group.
Come in and make that deal. Visit Heiser Automotive Group with 4 convenient locations or online at heiser.com. Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Today's your day.
Traffic and then weather. Debbie Lazaga, how are the roads?
Well, still seeing some delays westbound on 94. We're looking at from 20th Street all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. On the eastbound side, slowing down from about 76th Street all the way through to about almost 27th Street. Wow, it's a bit of a heavy ride there. Northbound 43, backing up from before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up towards Locust. The southbound side is slowing down from just before the Marquette all the way down to about the KK River crossing. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Scattered showers tonight, a low of 40 degrees. Tomorrow, scattered rain, isolated thunderstorms, then steady rain throughout the night, a high of 47. Wednesday, rain turns into snow. Minor slushy accumulation will be windy, a high of 46 degrees. Sunny and breezy Thursday, a high of 40 degrees. A chance of a rain-snow mix Friday, a high of 38 degrees. Right now, it's partly sunny and 43 degrees in Milwaukee.
And the Oscar goes to?
Anora. There you go. I don't even know what that show is, or that whatever it is.
I didn't either
Have you seen it?
No, and I didn't know it all until I read about it yesterday.
Okay, it's described as a Cinderella story, and she's
Okay.
a stripper.
Oh, I like that. I mean, you know what I mean.
A lot of these movies I did not see.
Me
So
either.
if you guys watched the Oscars like John and I last night, we want to know your highs and lows. What did you like? What didn't you like? And John's going to share some of his.
Yeah, what worked for you and what didn't work?
Okay.
855-616-1620.
Yes. So John, what was your high?
Okay. I had a couple things that I really liked, and I actually liked the whole thing more than I thought I was going to. Kieran Culkin is a young actor, and he won the Oscar for, I think it was Best Supporting Actor.
Macaulay Culkin's brother.
Yep, Macaulay's brother. So he goes up there, and he gives his wife a big kiss, and he walks up onto the stage, and this is part of his speech where he looked at his wife and had a little message that he wanted to share with her, a little recollection. This is from the podium.
About a year ago, I was on a stage like this, and I very stupidly publicly said that I want a third kid from her because she said if I won the award, she would give me the kid. Turns out she said that because she didn't think I was going to win. After the show, we're walking through a parking lot. She's holding the Emmy. We're trying to find our car. Emily, you were there, so you're a witness. And she goes, "Oh, God, I did say that. I guess I owe you a third kid." And I turned to her, and I said, "Really, I want 4. And she turned to me. I swear to God this happened. It was just over a year ago. She said, "I will give you 4 when you win an Oscar." I held my hand out. She shook it, and I have not brought it up once until just now. You remember that, honey? You do? Okay. Then I just have this to say to you, Jazz. Love of my life, ye of little faith. No pressure. I love you. I'm really sorry I did this again. And let's get cracking on those kids. What do you say? I love
That
you.
was so good. That was so good. And I read something
Aw.
this morning they were both did an interview together, and he said and she said no, he had not brought it up at all. They made this, shook their hand, and it had not come up till live on TV at the Oscars. Was the first time he ever revisited that topic.
So they have 2 kids right now?
Yep. And
Oh.
they're going to have 2 more. Let's go.
Twins.
Giddy up.
Get to work.
What was your favorite? What did you like?
I love the Wicked duet. I thought they looked beautiful. I thought it was so heartfelt. I had chills. And then she
So
goes
good.
into the... Oh, was that
It's
amazing?
so good. So at the very beginning, when that's what they started singing, because remember, they didn't sing that song to start the whole show. They sang Under the Rainbow.
Yes.
They came out, and I thought that was okay, but I looked at Michelle, and I was like, where's Conan? Why are they singing? This is so weird. And then by the end of Defying Gravity, I was like, this is the best thing ever.
Mhm.
This was... And people in the crowd, did you see the people in the crowd who had the tears?
Oh.
The whole place was busted up. I kept thinking, if you're in that small auditorium and those two are laying it out like they did, it would have been incredible.
Ariana Grande, her voice is unbelievable. She can mimic other
Yeah.
people too.
And she's tiny too, and the way she belts it out is
She's so
remarkable.
small. She looks like she's lost a lot of weight, John.
Yeah, she needs to eat a sandwich.
Someone just texted, Conan wasn't funny from the 414. Another one from the 414 said, I can't believe with all the talent, a complete unknown, that they got shut out.
I don't know what that is. A complete unknown.
That's the Bob Dylan story with
I have no desire to see that.
Timothy
Do you?
Chalamet. No.
I want to see a bunch of the movies. That one I don't want to see. I want to see a movie where I can understand when people are talking. I just don't have really any desire to
Do
see
you like Bob
that.
Dylan?
No. No, I can't understand what he says. I recognize he's a talent, but I don't really like his music. What'd you think of Conan?
I grew up in the college era where he was on it like at 11
Yeah.
o'clock at night, and he was funny then.
Yeah.
But like when it's earlier and earlier, he doesn't get as funny. I didn't like the Adam Sandler part.
I thought that was very odd too. That was very random. And I think
yeah.
unless you really get Adam Sandler, you're like, what is happening?
I don't know.
And you know the people sitting in the audience couldn't stand that. They were
Okay.
like, I thought Conan was what you'd expect. He was self-deprecating. He was kind of amateurish, but he was okay. He didn't bother me.
Yeah. So 855-616-1620 if you want to tell us what you liked and didn't like about the Oscars. All right, John, you're low.
Okay, my low, this was easy. I never really had a strong opinion of Adrian Brody. He won for Best Actor in The Brutalist. I just knew he had a reputation for being a good actor. But he got up there, and they're each given 45 seconds. We understand that if you win one of the big categories, you're going to get a little more than 45 seconds, okay? Well, he got up there, and after talking for like 3 minutes, and they're already running late, and everybody's looking around. First off, let me take one step back. He wins. He stands up. He kisses his wife.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Yep, and he heads to the stage. So he turns around, leaves her behind, and walks like 10 feet towards the stage. Then he realizes he has gum in his mouth. He took out a big wad of gum.
No.
And he like threw it towards her, like, catch this. Oh, my gosh. He threw the wad of gum. It goes flying through the air for 20 feet. She doesn't catch it.
I don't like that.
It was kind of gross, wasn't it?
No, we're just all in gowns and everything. Swallow the gum.
What if it got, stick it in your pocket. Do anything. Okay, so then he gets up there, and they play the music because he's talking way too long. And he's giving this arrogant story.
To be up here as well. And I'm wrapping up. Please, I'm wrapping up. I will wrap up. Please turn the music off. I've done this before. Thank you. Done before. It's not my first rodeo, but I will be brief.
Yeah, we know, Mr. Big Pants. It's not your first rodeo. To me, it just came across as arrogant. It came across as smug. It came across as, I'm going to ramble and talk as long as I want.
I don't know. Like, I've done this before. Like, be grateful. I don't know.
Right. Be humble. Be a little more humble.
Yeah, well, I thought that Timothée Chalamet was going to win.
A lot of people did.
I was super bummed out that I'm sure that I want to see The Brutalist no matter what. And he's an amazing actor.
It's like 3 hours, too.
Oh, wow.
It's long. Yeah. All right. So what did you not like or what disappointed you?
Mine was this moment.
And the Oscar goes to Mikey Madison.
It was more Demi Moore's face that she lost. She looked so excited, and there's like a woo right before that. She's like smiling. She's like ready to go up. And then she looks at whoever's next to her like, oh, okay. And
usually they hide it better, but she looked upset.
I don't blame her.
Well, she had won all the pre-awards leading into the Oscars, so everybody thought that she was going to win.
She had such a beautiful speech for the Golden Globes, saying that someone had told her in Hollywood at the beginning that she was a popcorn actress. And so she pegged herself in that for years. And she's done a lot. Like, she did G.I. Jane. Ghost was an amazing movie. That was one of my favorites. So do we have any more text messages?
Just a couple. I love the Adam Sandler routine because he came to the Oscars just how casual he really is and how he really dresses in public around L.A.
He does dress like that. Okay.
I like John Lithgow. I thought that was a funny bit, actually, when they said, we're not going to play music. John Lithgow's going to look disappointed if you talk too long, and they showed Lithgow at the beginning. You know what I thought was a really weird moment? So Zoe Saldana won for Best Supporting Actress in Emilia Perez. Emilia Perez was nominated for, I think, 13 or 14 things, which was the most. And Sean Baker won his 4th Oscar, the first time one man has won 4 Oscars for the same film. And he goes up there, and he pulls out a sheet of paper and goes on a rant about how streaming services should not be the way we watch movies. We should go to the theater. It's a community event. We should enjoy it together. Now, I love going to the movie theater, and I kind of agree with that, but it was tone deaf when the cast of Emilia Perez, a Netflix movie, a small screen movie, were all in the front row, and he was looking out at them basically saying, don't watch movies at home on the small screen. That's not the way to produce a movie. That's not the way to watch a movie. Go to the theater. They're all sitting right there. And they were nominated for 13, and she won a major acting role. And he kind of looked out there and said, go to the big screen. Go where we are. Don't watch it on the small screen. And their movie, Emilia Perez, was produced for the small screen. I'm glad I watched it, though. I thought it was really pretty good. It was pretty entertaining. It was fun.
It was very nice.
It's 4:56 at WTMJ.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The former Boston store site at Brookfield Square will be converted into a development that features a medical office building, a beer garden, and 2 smaller retail buildings. Construction could start by this fall. The Milwaukee Journal Sentinel's print circulation declines 15% in 2024. While many readers do switch to digital reading, the publication's digital subscriptions also were down 9%. The largest physician group practice in southeast Wisconsin is Aurora Medical Group with 1,900 doctors. Second on the list, Medical College of Wisconsin's group practice. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Fleet Farm's bucket sale is back. You know the drill. Pick up a Fleet Farm 5-gallon bucket for only $3.99. Then save 15% on everything you can fit inside, including clearance. That's right. Any qualifying items you can fit in the bucket are 15% off. So come on in and load up on savings during Fleet Farm's bucket sale, now through March 5th. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
I used to think that going to church was like paying a religious tax. Dying and rising to live in Jesus isn't about paying religious taxes. It is God working the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus in us to grow a new creation.
Dr. Michael Ziegler this week on The Lutheran Hour.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. These are tough decisions when you put a loved one somewhere outside their home because they have Alzheimer's or dementia. This is a big deal. Azura knows how to handle it. They're caring, they're compassionate, they're empathetic. They just get it. They have specialized training. Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I've been in their locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. They've got several in our area. I love the feeling when I'm in there. It's a great vibe. It's incredible energy. They have just the right tone. Azura is Wisconsin-based. They're family-owned. They're just a caring, caring family. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Looking ahead to life's next adventure? Hi, I'm Mike Yancey from Yancey & Associates. Whether you're buying a home or launching your dream business, we know there's a lot on your plate. But here's the thing, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1946, we've helped Wisconsinites like you secure, protect, and grow their version of the American dream. Our team is ready to tailor the perfect plan for you. Learn more at ANSAY.com. That's ANSAY.com.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural hair products from New Nordic. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or CVS.
Built Right, one location saves you money.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. This is Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Your top story, tariffs set to take effect with no room for delay.
I'm Julia Fellow. From criticizing vaccines to backing one.
I'm Debbie Loziga. Southbound 41 is slowing down from Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. Southbound 43 heavy from North Avenue all the way through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Back on the brakes from about Lapham down towards the KK River crossing. Northbound backed up just before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to North Avenue. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, scattered showers and mild, a low of 40 degrees. Tomorrow, isolated thunderstorms, a high of 47. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President Trump says 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico will go into effect tomorrow as planned. ABC's Mary Alice Parks has more on the impact these tariffs could have.
For so long, we've watched businesses, we've watched Wall Street
wonder if he meant it, wonder if he was serious, sort of question whether Trump was going to make good on these promises or whether it was always a threat and a negotiating tactic. If, in fact, these tariffs go in place tomorrow, how will the markets react? How will big American companies react? Will they make big announcements to onshore manufacturing back to the United States, or will they talk about having to raise prices overnight?
The president confirmed the tariffs after announcing a $100 billion investment in the U.S. by a Taiwanese chip maker.
Vaccine critic RFK Jr. now backing a vaccine amid an outbreak. CBS News correspondent Matt Piper.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wrote an opinion piece published by Fox News in which he says he's deeply concerned about the recent measles outbreak. He wrote, vaccines not only protect individual children from measles, but also contribute to community immunity. The outbreak is in the Southwest, mostly in Texas, with an unvaccinated child dying last week. Kennedy has dismissed critics who say he is anti-vaccine, claiming his views were mischaracterized and insisting he was advocating for common sense policies. Matt Piper, CBS News.
Vaccine against measles is very good at immunity, with 2 doses estimated to be at 97% effective.
Forever 21 was once synonymous with early 2000s fashion. Now it's falling on hard times as more people are buying clothing online.
After Forever 21 started closing stores around the country, now it's laying off over 350 workers and shutting down its corporate headquarters here in L.A. The layoffs are expected to begin on April 21st, according to a filing with the state of California. How many stores will close is not yet clear. Last week, it was said to be around 200. Forever 21 has suffered as it's tried to compete with online Chinese discount retailers like Temu. The company is hoping to be bought to avoid a second bankruptcy. Alex Stone, EBC News.
The Wisconsin teenager arrested in Kansas over the weekend has been charged with vehicle theft after his parents were found dead in a Waukesha home. 17-year-old Nikita Kasep was stopped for driving his stepfather's vehicle in Kansas on Friday. The teenager's mother, Tatiana Kasep, and his father, Donald Mayer, were found dead Friday morning.
The CEO of Kroger has resigned following an ethics investigation.
Rodney McMullen is out from his executive post following a board investigation of his personal conduct that began last month. While it's unclear what the conduct issues against McMullen are specifically, the company says they are not related to their financial performance, operations, or reporting and did not involve any Kroger associates. Lead director Ron Sargent will serve as chairman of the board and CEO in the interim. Kroger operates Pick and Save and Metro Market stores in Wisconsin. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Coming up, a pair of famous lovebirds overcome tragedy.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:04.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show, live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:05.
Celebrity lovebirds hoping to get past tragedy with some new arrivals.
Jackie and Shadow, Southern California's Big Bear Valley bald eagles, are hoping for triplets after 3 eggs failed to hatch last year and 2023's batch was eaten by ravens. Fans are glued to a 24-hour eagle cam trained on the bird's nest as Mama and Papa fuss over their new threesome, with signs of pipping from within one shell confirmed. Facebook fans are overjoyed, one responding with tears of joy, another encouraging, "Oh, please come out, little one." Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. A Cactus League night game for the Brewers, taking on the Reds in Arizona. Christian Yelich, after making spring debut on Sunday, says he's no longer concerned about the stability of his back.
You know, I kind of think I hit that milestone a while ago. Just like, all right, I feel pretty comfortable with where I'm at. And it was just cool to be out there, honestly, because it's just a long road from the last time that I did it. So the results will come later. And
you can hear the Brewers coverage tonight beginning at 6:55 on WTMJ. And the NFL league year and free agent signing period begins Wednesday of next week. The Packers are re-signing linebacker Isaiah McDuffie on a 2-year, $8 million deal, according to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:07.
Do you have a written financial plan? Hi, I'm Aaron Kowal of Kowal Investment Group. We have recently joined Creative Planning, a national registered investment advisor. This move allows us to provide more comprehensive wealth management services to help with all aspects of your finances, including your investments, taxes, estate plan, and more. At Creative Planning, we understand life is busy, and sometimes important things like retirement planning can fall to the wayside. So I'm here to remind you to take time to plan. A 1-hour complimentary consultation with our fiduciary advisors will help you get started on the path to your dream retirement. We will review your current financial situation, your goals and needs, and help you plan for life's what-ifs. Don't delay planning for your future any longer. And even if you already have a plan, a second opinion from our advisors can help determine if there are adjustments to make. Kowal Investment Group is now Creative Planning. Visit creativeplanning.com to get started. That's creativeplanning.com.
Are you looking for a new car or truck? Well, good news. Inventories have really improved lately, and I have a few ideas to help you find the vehicle of your dreams. I'm Jim Token, president of Adam, the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. The first step to getting that car of your dreams is to visit any of the 115 Adam member dealerships, where you can see their selection in person and take test drives. You can also find out about the new cars they have on order and reserve the one you want. Or if you really want to get the exact car you're dreaming of, they can order it for you. It might take a few weeks for delivery, but hey, wouldn't it be nice to have the perfect vehicle built just for you? This is your chance. Plus, if you're thinking of trading in your current car or ending your lease early, you'll be amazed at what dealers are offering. And if you prefer to handle the negotiations and paperwork remotely, no problem. Most Adam dealers will even bring cars to you for test drives. So don't wait. Start your search now. Find an Adam member dealer near you at adamm.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
Under the sea, nobody beat us, fry us, and eat us in fricassee.
At 5:09 on WTMJ, happy Monday. We have this music because I dressed up as Ariel from Little Mermaid this weekend for a great cause. Followed through on my promise to dress up as Disney's Ariel if I raise $3,000 for Special Olympics Wisconsin Polar Plunge. Here
It's
I
so
go.
cute.
John lets me in. Yeah, I don't even know how that scream came out of me. It was so cold.
You
can
looked
text.
so cold when you got up out of the water.
Oh, yeah, and that wig was still stuck on my head.
I'm surprised it didn't come off. How'd
Me
that,
too.
How'd that long red wig stay on?
I don't know. Even the hat stayed on. So you can text WATCH to our Sighting Unlimited talk and text line, WATCH 855-616-1620. And now you're going to see John. John Mercure he's such a good sport.
Oh, it was fun.
Not only you emceed the event with me, we watched the dive team take 2 hours, get ice chunks out of the way for us to jump into 38-degree waters. Here he is with great form doing a dive at the end.
Oh. It was so cold.
I'm frozen.
A lot of layers there.
How did you,
Yeah.
How did you feel?
Not enough.
When did you decide to do that dive?
Spur of the moment. I said, I'm just going to walk in. Then I was like, no, let's go. Let's
Everybody
do it.
was
Look,
laughing
my
so
hat
hard.
stayed on too. And I dove and my baseball hat stayed on.
did.
Is that because it was so cold?
What do you think the fish were thinking about all of us?
When I dove in there thinking like, here comes a whale about to land on us.
Please.
They were like, look at the divers out there. Look at the pictures. Text the word watch to 855-616-1620. You get a real good vantage point of what the beach was like.
Yeah.
All the Special Olympics athletes that were there.
Mm.
They warmed my heart, Julia. I was telling you. So I got there and I know what Special Olympics is, but to see the athletes there and to see them with their proud parents and to see they're so innocent
Yes.
and pure and they're just
so pure.
Happy. They're just happy. I'm jealous of them in a lot of ways because when you have a house and when you're burdened and when you have a job and when you all that stuff, we let the stuff get in the way that's not important, and they're just happy.
It's very true. It's very true. And so many people plunged. Some who were close to the athletes in different ways, like speech pathologists, businesses, raise hundreds of thousands of dollars every year for this nonprofit. One woman who's part of the Healthy Smiles program, helping our athletes desperately needed with medical care they would otherwise put off. Young plungers, too. So young and spry.
How young were the youngest?
Oh, well, that young one I wasn't too happy about, to be honest.
Wasn't there one that was like 4K, or how old was that?
Was like
one?
3 years old.
Oh, that's way too young.
We were like, oh, boy.
That seems too
Yeah.
young.
But
cold and dangerous.
It was, right?
But there were a lot of athletes, weren't there? There were dozens of your athletes who went in.
That was the most athletes I've ever seen plunge.
And when you see the athletes with their parents, that's so heartwarming.
Yes. So the Muskego Public Safety Cadets, the teenagers dressed up as superheroes, Captain America and Hulk, Alyssa Talbot tells us that they raised more than $2,000.
Special Olympics is actually close to every single one of us. With working with the police department, we get to work with these guys a lot. So being able to help them out in something like this and raise enough money for them just means a lot to us.
Oh my God, I'm so scared. I'm really scared, but I'm just going to try getting out fast.
Addie Teeters, Vice President of Marketing and Communications for Special Olympics Wisconsin, shares that every dollar raised, and for this one alone, there were more than 100 plungers. We raised more than $75,000 at this plunge alone.
Whoa.
Yes. She says it goes towards more than 200 athletic competitions, healthcare, leadership opportunities for our athletes living with disabilities.
For our athletes, not only is it having a direct impact on the services that they're receiving, but they just know that folks in these communities are coming and stepping up for them.
I'm on the executive board, by the way, for Special Olympics Wisconsin. Very proud, and can say there's a lot of great leadership opportunities. Every board member is paired with an athlete. Mine is John Lewis.
Oh, I love John Lewis.
I know. And just yesterday, I was at Homestead High School cheering his team on, his basketball team, the Milwaukee Warriors, in the semifinals. They made sectionals in overtime. 1, 2, 3. They were so excited. So they're
that makes
going
my heart so happy.
one more step to state. It was
That's
so great.
Cool.
So amazing.
Thank you for what you do. You give a lot of your time and energy, and thanks for asking me. I changed the way I feel about all this. It was a magical day.
Thank you so much, John. It was so great.
It's great stuff. It's 5:14 at WTMJ.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's.
The Upswing with Jeff Sherman.
The Chief Marketing Officer at Sprecher Brewing Company, Sam Keene, joins us. Your new partnership with Assassin's Creed Shadows.
They didn't bat an eye when we brought these gaming IPs in. They sold it into retailers. That really set the tone that we were onto something. We're growing new consumers with these programs. That is huge. And
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs.
Boy, is it getting expensive to dine out, but not at the Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford. John Mercure here. The Mine Shaft is family-owned and understands inflation hurts. Every Monday when you buy one pizza, you get a second pizza absolutely free, any size or quantity. Buy 2 pizzas, get 2 free. Buy 10, get 10 free pizzas. Business owners, managers, bring in pizza today for your hardworking employees, or hey, bring that team in. They'll love it, and your second pizza is free, saving you big-time money. Bring in your family today for free pizza. Your kids will love the world-class game room, the Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and near the EAA in Oshkosh. Lots of seating, lots of close parking. No need to cook and clean today. Mondays, yeah, they can be tough enough. Buy one pizza today, get one free at the Mine Shaft with plenty to take home for tomorrow. Desserts are also always buy one, get one free. Walk in today for your free Monday pizza. Check it out. Lots of close parking, lots of great seating. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet Spring Workwear event is going on now, and we have a great selection of quality workwear styles at unbeatable prices. Like 30% off men's work and sport pocket tees, $10.49 each. Save $10 on Ariat Rebar Made Tough work pants. New at Blaine's, men's brunch workwear apparel, 25% off. Plus, earn $30 in Carhartt bucks for every $125 spent on Carhartt gear. We've got the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News Podcast is sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition. Visit DaveDrakeCamp.com.
This report sponsored by Exterior Pros and Baths. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation. Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. Visit extpros.com today.
Traffic and weather. Debbie Lazaga, how's that ride rolling?
Well, southbound 41, still a bit of a heavy ride coming in from Hampton all the way down past Capitol Drive, almost to Burleigh. Westbound 94, we've got delays from 25th Street all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side slowing down at Mitchell Boulevard to 27th. And then we've got southbound 43. Watch for delays just past Fond du Lac Avenue, and those will pretty much take you all the way down to the KK River crossing. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, scattered showers, mild, a low of 40. Tomorrow, scattered rain, maybe a thunderstorm, a high of 47. On Wednesday, rain most of the day. Could turn over to a little bit of slushy snow, a high of 46. On Thursday, mostly sunny, a high of 40. On Friday, rain-snow mix, a high of 38 degrees. Before the Lenten fast, there's a feast, and that feast involves a pastry so good it deserves its own day. It's coming up. It's tomorrow. It's Punchki Day.
What's round, filled with deliciousness, and the star of Fat Tuesday? If you said punchki, you're right. This Polish pastry packs a punch of tasty goodness that's been around for a while.
Tradition has it that the day before Lent in Poland, all the households would gather up all their milk and eggs and butter and sugar, and they came up with this great Polish pastry called a punchki because they knew they were going to fast for Lent starting the next day.
National Bakery's co-owner Jeff Callan says it's not just another jelly donut.
Well, a punchki is a little bit richer dough that's used, and it's a little bit more dense and chewy than a regular jelly donut. On punchki, that's the only time of the year where we use all butter dough, which makes it really good when we mix in the different flavors with it.
And even though it started as a way to get rid of all that lavish stuff in the pantry, it's grown into something else.
Originally, it was heavily the Polish community, but with everything going on with Fat Tuesday and Punchki Day being so popular that we get people from really all over the state who come here for Punchki Day.
And what flavors can we look forward to? Well, National Bakery sticks to the basics.
We stick to the traditional flavors, raspberry, prune, and we have a raisin glaze. And each year we kind of add a new one where we do about 10% of, and this year it's going to be lemon with lemon icing on top.
So forget the gym, cancel your personal trainer appointments, and prepare for a sugar-fueled frenzy. It's Punchki time. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
That's it. Punchki Day coming up tomorrow.
If you're living with joint pain in your shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees, and you have Medicare or Medicaid insurance, coming to Rejuvenex to solve your pain problems is something you should strongly consider. First off, because our FDA-approved pain treatments have been shown in many cases to be highly effective at reducing inflammation and substantially alleviating pain. Secondly, Medicare and Medicaid cover Rejuvenex treatments, so your cost could be nothing, or next to nothing at all. Chronic pain will only worsen with age. This leads to a far more compromised lifestyle, depression, and soon they start talking surgery. And then what? You have to get in front of arthritis and chronic pain, because the sooner you do, by letting us begin to calm those pain points, the better. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and we can alleviate your pain so you can rejuvenate your life. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Hey, John Mercure here for Town Bank. I do a lot at Town Bank because I love Town Bank and they just make it easy. I know, it's kind of old school, but I like to go into the bank occasionally. But I do pay my bills and do all that stuff online, right? I have the bill pay, have my stuff deposited, all that. But there comes a time, whether you're in person or in the bank or online, where you need customer service. You need a little bit of help. You need somebody to take care of you. You need Big Tony. That's what you need. I got Big Tony at my bank. I saw Big Tony the other day when I went in. I was dropping off a bunch of coins. I found a box in the basement full of coins. I said, I'm going to take this into the bank. Looked at Big Tony. He was like, hey, get that to me. I gave it to Big Tony, dropped it in the coin machine, ching at Town Bank, and I was in and out of there to deposit right in my account. Big Tony said, see you, John. I said, see you, Big Tony, and I was on my way. It's Town Bank. you can be their top priority no matter where your bank is, no matter where your Big Tony is. Because there's a Big Tony at every bank. There really is. They might not even be named Tony, but they're real, they're there, and they're going to provide you with excellent customer service. So stop settling, start experiencing a better way to bank at Town Bank. Check them out at townbank.us.
Namaste.
Dan, what are you doing?
Shh, you're harshing my mellow. Join me in some breathing exercises to chase away the chaos.
Let's focus on our clients since we offer an exceptional way to control the chaos.
Inspired Closets can more than double your closet storage space.
And we don't over-design projects, sending you 3 beautiful designs to fit your price point.
Plus, our true lifetime warranty makes it a no-brainer.
Get started today at InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Inspired Closets.
A wife and husband team.
As clutch of a player to ever play basketball.
It's game time on Season 4 of Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus.
This year, I was like, I need to impose myself more on this team.
Explore Damian Lillard's journey to becoming a top 75 player in NBA history.
That's what really had me feeling like this is going to be great.
Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker, and H&R Benefits Consultant. Find Bucks Plus on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts. Wisconsin's Afternoon News on WTMJ.
522 on WTMJ. So happy that you're with us on Wisconsin's Afternoon News on a
thank
Monday.
you. It's good to be here. Oh,
yes. What are you eating? A cutie? I
Yeah.
just got some too.
I love them.
At Pick and
I
Save.
wiped out a whole bag in like a week.
Amazing. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson this morning with his OJ maybe or some kind of, I'm trying to
He was juiced up.
do a
He was ready to
transition.
go.
He was. At the State of the City address today, on the 4th floor of the newly expanded Barrett Center, there were hundreds of people there.
Welcoming more and more meetings, trade shows, and expositions with expectations of attracting 100,000 additional visitors each year.
So that's the reason why he was there, to kind of show off the Barrett Center and all of the, the good things about our city. He recognized the hard work of our firefighters and police, too, including Officer Daniel Gonzalez, who was shot twice only 2.5 weeks ago, responding to the report of a man walking around shooting a rifle into the air. We all remember this. It ended in a shootout. It nearly took his life.
Officer Gonzalez, I wish you a prompt and full recovery. Officer Gonzalez, please stand.
It was actually really nice. It was a really nice moment. He also had the new Milwaukee Public Schools superintendent stand up, Brenda Caselius, and she has a long laundry list of what to do next.
Dr. Brenda Caselius. Dr. Caselius, please stand. Now, we've already had some positive discussions, and I feel she is ready to move MPS forward.
Lots of issues ahead, financial issues, lead abatement issues, talking about bad scores, turning those around. Where our graduation rate in 2021, the most recent numbers was 64%, a decline from 2019 pre-pandemic numbers. The rate was 70%. So the mayor talked about this.
The classroom achievements of this city's children must improve.
I think everyone can agree with that. Promising that he will be there, and so should everyone else. People need to volunteer, he said. There's a shortage of teachers at this time. What he did not bring up, a lot of people noticed, was a huge issue of school resource officers, that our city is more than a year overdue from provisions put in the Shared Revenue Bill, Act 12, which included the understanding that 25 school resource officers would be in Milwaukee Public Schools by January 1st of last year. We were just watching Channel 12. They were talking about that very issue today because Common Council, like one of the legislative agenda.
One of the committees for the council.
Committee, that's the word. Thank you. They were doing something today on that very issue, and there's a count up clock of how many days.
Yeah, you know these clocks, like on New Year's Eve, they run one of these clocks in the corner, like how many minutes it is until the ball drops. They have a clock on Channel 12 counting up how many days, hours, minutes, seconds it's been since
epic.
Act 12 went into effect. It's remarkable.
It's so epic.
I can't believe I saw that.
So when that didn't happen, it has not happened, even after a court order, still no SROs. Judge Borowski said this last week to the city, asking for more time.
I don't know how I can be more clear. And for the mayor's chief of staff,
he needs to understand he's behind the 8 ball in this too, because he sat in his hands. Chief Norman did nothing for 18 months. Nothing.
So, the chief, the mayor called out in court, a lot of other people. Republican Representative Bob Donovan underlined this last week when we talked to him about this on Wisconsin's Afternoon News, that not keeping your agreements like this is making it hard for him to convince his caucus, who live way up north like Wausau, Eau Claire, to even care about issues in our city when we ask for money or help.
You know, it's difficult in my caucus to try and stand up for Milwaukee and make the case when you have stuff like this. It's just very disheartening. I don't know where the leadership is in Milwaukee, but they need to get their act together.
So Donovan says that, and the mayor is saying this about how everything's fine with his relationship in Madison.
Now, our relationship with Madison is far more stable. Now, there's a long process ahead for Wisconsin's biennial fiscal plan, and I will engage with lawmakers defending the interests of Milwaukee in the months ahead.
He's going to have to defend why SROs aren't in, and he didn't go through with that agreement.
He just said the relationship between the city and Madison is more stable than ever. It's terrible. It's in tatters.
Good. No, it's not good, especially with the Republican-controlled legislature.
Right. And they're really upset about SROs not being in the schools and feeling like Act 12, was not followed.
Right.
Oh, my gosh. More stable? No.
That was a weird line.
It's precarious.
Definitely.
Interesting stuff. Thank you. It's 5:28 at WTMJ. Hey, let's check those markets. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything in the red. The Dow off 649. The NASDAQ off 497. The S&P down 105. Annex Wealth Management know the difference.
New treatments for joint pain are here. By now, you've heard about regenerative medicine. If you're wondering if you're a good candidate, answer these questions. First, does chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints keep you from doing the things you enjoy? Golfing, jogging, time with the family. Does it hurt doing the things you need to do, like getting out of bed, sleeping, working, and walking? And finally, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain, long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? If you answered yes to any of those, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Learn about exciting advancements in regenerative treatments that can give you long-lasting pain relief, with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Get your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics. That's QC Kinetics. Here's the phone number.
Call now, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Traffic is sponsored by the Milwaukee Metro Boat Sale, taking place this weekend at the Waukesha County Expo Center.
The Milwaukee Metro Boat Sale, this weekend at the Waukesha Expo Center. Over 60 boats on display, new and pre-owned boats, the best brands, the best pricing, free admission and parking. The Milwaukee Metro Boat Sale.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 5:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, new developments in a Waukesha death investigation.
I'm Julia Fellow. Another setback for the Pope.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. 4394 southbound, right around the Plainfield curve. we've got an incident off on the right shoulder. Now, I don't think it's an accident. I think it's a violator that got pulled over, but it's enough of a distraction where you might see a few taps on the brakes heading past it, so just be careful. Other than that, southbound 43 slowing down south of North Avenue down through the Marquette over the high-rise bridge down to Lapham. On the northbound side, slowing down from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up towards Sutter Street. Westbound 94, your usual backups out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Scattered showers tonight. It'll be mild, a low of 40. Tomorrow, scattered rain. Isolated thunderstorms are possible. Then steady rain through the night, a high of 47. Right now, it's partly sunny and 43 degrees in Milwaukee.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the Wisconsin teenager arrested in Kansas over the weekend has been charged with vehicle theft after his parents were found dead in a Waukesha home. 17-year-old Nikita Kassip was stopped for driving his stepfather's vehicle in Waukene, Kansas on Friday night. The teenager's mother, Tatiana Kassip, and stepfather Donald Meyer were found dead on Friday morning.
A call for updating zoning rules and more workforce housing developments. The growing MKE plan was part of Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson's State of the City address today.
Milwaukee's in a battle to retain the talent that we have and attract new talent. And I am here to tell you today that we will lose out. We will lose to other cities that are advancing innovative change if we allow the status quo to persist.
Mayor Johnson said the city is exploring tax incremental financing to support middle market housing.
Pope Francis is back on a ventilator at a Rome hospital. The Pope had a setback in his recovery with 2 episodes of acute respiratory failure as he continues to fight off pneumonia. The Vatican says the 88-year-old pontiff remains alert, focused, and cooperative.
New data shows gas prices are trending down, but now all bets are off. ABC's Alex Stone.
Oil analysts say tariffs will completely shake up the oil markets, especially for the U.S. About 20% of oil Americans use comes in from Canada. Before President Trump announced the tariffs will go into effect, gas prices were coming down. The Energy Department reporting they were down about 5 cents in the past week to $3.08 a gallon on average for regular unleaded, and 27 cents a gallon less than a year ago at this time. Alex Stone, ABC News.
The Green Bay Packers are enforcing their non-renewal policy to make sure season tickets are used as intended and not sold for profit. So they won't renew season tickets for accounts that have sold 100% of their regular season tickets for multiple years. Packers Director of Public Affairs Aaron Popke tells our partners at NBC 26.
By doing this and expanding our reach to our season ticket base and bringing more season ticket holders on, we know there's going to be more Packers fans in the stands. So that's something we want to be focused on.
Season tickets not renewed through this process will be offered to the Packers wait list, which has about 150,000 names.
A Sheboygan woman is heading to the West Coast this month to give a presentation to the Olivia Newton-John Foundation.
You had to decorate the front of the bra, the back of the bra, the clasp.
Tiffin Wyckoff's contest entry won.
Then I want a trip for 5 days to California, and then I will have lunch with Olivia Newton-John's husband, and then present the bra to the Olivia Newton-John Foundation.
Curves, a women's health and fitness club with locations around the world, sponsored the bra decorating contest to raise money for the foundation.
Are you supposed to wear it, or?
No, it wouldn't fit. I won't say which way.
In Sheboygan, Vince Vetrano, WTMJ News.
Olivia Newton-John passed away in 2022 after a decades-long battle with breast cancer.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. A Cactus League night game for the Brewers, taking on the Reds in Arizona. Christian Yelich continues to make progress from back surgery. Yelich made his Cactus League debut over the weekend.
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, just being out there is a win. You know, it's a long road back from that kind of stuff, dealing with the rehab process and just trying to get back out there. So I was happy with that. Just nice to be back in a game. Been a long time and kind of just build off of it.
You can hear tonight's game on WTMJ beginning at 6:55. And the Marquette Golden Eagles move up 1 spot to number 20 in the latest AP Top 25 poll. The Wisconsin Badgers drop 1 spot to number 12. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, Siding, and a whole lot more.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:35.
Get 0% interest for up to 6 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You can accomplish quite a lot in 6 years. You go from changing diapers to dropping your child off at school. College? You can get a bachelor's and a master's degree. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella Windows and Doors at 0% interest. Hi, it's Gina Della from Pella. With Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, you get so much more than stunning windows and doors. You get the Pella experience. Talk about quality control. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. A 10-year labor warranty is always included, so your windows and doors are secure for years to come. Our expert installers are available year-round and can install in as little as a day. If something ever goes wrong, Pella will handle it ASAP because you work with the same team from start to finish. Oh my gosh, why wait? Get the Pella experience and this incredible deal. 0% interest for up to 6 years on brand new Pella windows and doors. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 3/8/25.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Hey, let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky. Hey, Niz, how did the fight for air climb go on Saturday?
Excellent. My knees are still intact. I don't feel too sore. No, it was a super cool event. I mean, I love it. I mean, people from all sorts of, corners of the Metro Milwaukee area showing up, and it was just a really good time, good vibes there for sure. I saw you guys did well at the Special Olympics.
Yeah, the plunge.
Polar plunge. Yeah,
polar
John's
plunge.
first.
Yeah.
38-degree water.
I'm not a plunge virgin anymore. It was. It's such a cool event. It's a great
It was
event.
really nice. Yes.
You should see Julia in her element. I mean, they adore her. They love her. She was dressed up as Ariel because she raised a lot of money, and that was the deal. Though she went in, Niz, with this big wig on, red wig, like Ariel. It didn't even come off.
Jason
I saw
loved
the
the wig,
pictures and videos. Yeah, you guys look like you're having a good time. Julia, hats off to you. I know you do so much for the Special Olympics, so you should be proud of your efforts, and I know they're proud to have you for sure.
Yeah, it was great.
Hey, her husband asked, hey, you think you could wear that red wig later? You know what I mean?
No,
really?
No, he didn't like that I threw it out. He was wondering where it was.
Yeah,
because the day before when I was trying it on,
I'm
he really
here
liked
because I'm jazz as hell.
The day before, he was like, "Wow."
Yes, he was like, I think I like that.
He was like, "Oh, wow."
I like that red hair. You look
Superhero
good.
fantasy land he's going there.
Totally. That red wig will be coming back out for Valentine's Day or your anniversary or something.
Whenever I need something, right?
John, was it worse or was it easier or harder than you expected or colder or what?
It was colder than I thought. So you get, you know it's going to be cold, but when you get in, it's hard to describe what it does to your lungs.
Yeah.
Like I went all the way under the water, and then you come up, and there's this feeling in your lungs like they're just about to explode, and then they're about to freeze.
Yeah, your body's like, what did you just do?
Yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we
Locks
doing?
What
up.
did you just do to me?
It's so worth it, though, Niz, when you see those kids there and their families, and there were a couple hundred people maybe that went in, but there were much, much, much more than that came to watch and support.
Yes, and they stayed. Usually they clear out, but the audience
they
loved
wanted
watching.
to see you with your red hair.
Yeah, everybody jump in. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was really cool.
That's motivation. That's motivation for you guys. We got people there standing, cheering you on.
Oh yeah, I couldn't chicken out. I had to do it.
There's no backing out for sure.
So
anytime anybody's ever asked of me about the polar plunge, do you want to do the polar plunge? My first thing is, no, where can I donate? That's, you know what I mean? Like,
I know.
To me, that's just as easier. It's just way easier.
Hey, boy, it sounds like a storm's coming. And up north, Niz, are they going to get quite a bit of snow potentially?
Sure looks like that, yeah. Even just northwest of us. You get like northwest of Fond du Lac. I think we're in for a good amount of snow. For us here in southeastern Wisconsin, it looks primarily rain. Honestly, I think much of the area has a good chance of 1 to 2 inches of rain.
Whoa.
So we get a wave to come in here tonight. That should be pretty light, maybe a 1/4 inch. And then tomorrow, I would say, especially in the afternoon, solid rain, heavy at times, maybe even a few rumbles of thunder. And then eventually Wednesday could change over to snow for us. But right now it's looking like maybe like an inch of slush here in Metro Milwaukee.
All right. Well, I'm ready to be done with it. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I mean, this time of year, up north, I'm sure they'd love it. I think they could probably still open up some trails, snowmobile trails, if they get a good dose of snow.
Yeah.
But here, at this point of the season, most of the ski hills are wrapping things up. A good dose of rainfall, what that's going to do is clean all the salt off the roads, so that'll be good.
Oh, that's true.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. I do think with the ground being so frozen, though, still, that we got to make sure rainfall rates don't get too high tomorrow, or else we're going to be dealing with some ponding of water. Like on the roadways and stuff like that. Certainly the farm fields and, maybe even your backyard. So we got to keep the rates down, and hopefully it'll be a beneficial rainfall.
All right. How about the next 5 days then? Walk us through it.
Sure. So tonight, again, a chance of rain showers mainly after midnight. Looks to be pretty likely, a low of 40, so staying mild tonight. Tomorrow, 45, mild with rain likely, especially in the afternoon. For Wednesday, rain to snow. 1 to 2 inches of total rainfall, up to 1 inch of slushy snow accumulation. Thursday, sunny, breezy, a high of 38. And Friday, cloudy with another chance of some snow, mainly south of Milwaukee, and a high temperature of 36 degrees.
All right. Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky. We'll catch up tomorrow. Thanks, Niz.
Okay, guys. We'll see you later.
542 at WTMJ. NIL, name, image, likeness. Young athletes in our state preparing to take advantage of that. Face and name you might recognize joins us after the break.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show, live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Connect Chiropractic, Dr. Alex and his teams, they are the real deal. A long-term care focus on total wellness. They help with a lot of things. You think of your neck and your back, and they're really, really good at that. They also help with headaches, sleep concerns, neuropathy. They can help moms that are pregnant align their babies for birth. They do all that at Connect Chiropractic. They are the real deal, and they do it in a gentle way, helping to get people to do the things they want to do, be able to feel good doing everything. Voted Milwaukee's top chiropractor by Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel readers. I'm there every week. It's Connect Chiropractic, Tosa, and Delafield. It's Connect.
Fleet Farm's bucket sale is back. You know the drill. Pick up a Fleet Farm 5-gallon bucket for only $3.99. Then save 15% on everything you can fit inside, including clearance. That's right. Any qualifying items you can fit in the bucket are 15% off. So come on in and load up on savings during Fleet Farm's bucket sale. Now through March 5th. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Broadway's smash hit, the Neil Diamond musical, A Beautiful Noise, is coming to Milwaukee. The true story of a kid from Brooklyn, destined for something more, featuring all the songs you love, including America, Forever in Blue Jeans, and Sweet Caroline. Like Jersey Boys and Beautiful, the next musical mega hit is here. The Neil Diamond musical, A Beautiful Noise, March 25th through 30th at the Marcus Center. On sale now at marcuscenter.org.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam members employ more than 7,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 14th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil promotion. To date, Adam has donated over $875,000, which provided over 2.6 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
Let's get you where you need to safely with our Debbie Lazaga. Hey, Deb.
Hey, Julia. Things are starting to wind down. 41 and 43 both looking just fine right now. Westbound 94 is going to be a bit heavy as you're making your way out from 20th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. A couple patches of heavy traffic through the Stadium interchange on eastbound as well. Southbound 43, 94 coming through the Marquette, going to be a bit heavy as you make your way down towards the Lapham area, and then back on the brakes from Lincoln down towards the KK River. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Thanks for hanging out with us on this Monday. We are super excited to have with us in the studio Stephanie Grady. You know her from Fox 6, and she's also founded with her husband Influential Athlete. It kind of focuses on educating high school students, college students on using NIL, which we've talked about, name, image, and likeness. And it's also a great platform for just communication tools for all the rest of us.
And John is a huge fan of Stephanie Grady.
Yes, I have been forever.
Are you fanboying out now?
Maybe I am. Am I turning red?
I had no idea, John. Thank you.
It's so good to have you here.
I appreciate it. Thanks for the invite.
Too. You are amazing on Fox 6.
Oh, you're so sweet.
The perfect look, the perfect delivery. You're just amazing.
And a journalist.
And then I threw it all away. No.
yeah, right.
Let me ask you about that. Not about Fox 6 so much, but this was really brave. You're at the top of your game. You still are. And you decided to do this. Was it because there's a niche? Because this is a passion for you? Why Influential Athlete?
You know, I think there's a lot of components that come into the big reason why I decided to take the leap off the cliff and jump into the wild world of entrepreneurship, because it's certainly not for the faint of heart, as I've learned. I knew that going in, though. You know, there were a lot of factors. TV, as you guys know, has changed over the years, even the 10 years that I've been here in Milwaukee, just viewership. And, you know, there's so many different options now for people to choose from, hundreds versus, you know, a half dozen back in the day. And, you know, between that and just always wanting to have something of my own. I've always been very entrepreneurial, always wanted to do something of my own. I'm a former athlete. My husband comes from a background of athletic administration. With my job in television, having a public personal brand, communication skills, professional presence, when NIL came about in June of 2021 with the Supreme Court ruling, we just paid really close attention to what was happening. And we identified a big need within the NIL marketplace. It's brand new, right? So there's companies popping up all over the place, but no one was doing what we were identifying as a problem and creating a solution for it. And that being that these kids now have the opportunity to make money with their name, image, and likeness, which, by the way, is not a new right for American citizens. It is new for student athletes, but it's something called the right to publicity. It's been around since the 70s when the Supreme Court made that a thing for American citizens, saying that you can make money off the commercial use of your name, image, and likeness. And these kids have this amazing opportunity to start getting professional experience in the real world, doing these sorts of things, fun things, but they have no idea how to do it. They don't know how to have conversations with adults. They don't know how to interview, pitch themselves, present themselves on camera, give engaging interviews. And so we developed our company to teach them all of these personal and professional skill sets needed to be marketable.
So Wisconsin is one of a handful of states where high school students cannot yet monetize
Not yet.
their name, image, likeness. That's the question. This is going to happen, right? We're an outlier. Do you think this is going to happen soon?
It's only a matter of time. It's going to. So there's a big vote coming up on April 25th. The WIAA is once again putting a change to the rules of eligibility language in front of the 514 member schools across the state. ADs are going to be voting on this language. This time last year, they didn't pass it. There's a really good chance they're going to push it through this time because, number one, there's a lot of guardrails in place with the way that the WIAA has formulated this language to protect student athletes' integrity, to protect school integrity, to protect undue influence and competitive equity, all the things that these high schools care about, so that the chaos you see at the college level doesn't happen at the high school level. If they don't pass it, there is a really good chance that it's only a matter of time before somebody files a lawsuit. It's only going to take one family to do so. Then judges get involved. They file temporary injunctions saying you can't stop these kids from their right to publicity, right? We already talked about that's already a right. Or legislators in Madison are going to craft their own NIL legislation for high schoolers, which is already happening. And so if the WIA membership doesn't push this through, then it's going to happen another way. And I think that when it comes to the membership, it's been our job as the exclusive NIL education partner of the WIAA to educate all of these ADs, superintendents, principals, and presidents of these high schools across the state on what the language actually means, what the prohibited activities are, how these protections are in place with the way this language is written while still allowing these kids to take advantage of the opportunity if they want to, but then also the potential repercussions if they don't pass this through.
Tell me about your story. You were a professional ice skater. What was your injury and what happened next? And that's kind of the reason why you want to give back in this way and created your business.
Yeah, you know, it's so funny. My identity within the Milwaukee community, since I've been here for 10 years now, was always being the news lady, right? Like I was walking in here today and 3 different people stopped me. Are you on the news anymore? You know, I've always been that, and that's fine. But what a lot of people don't know is that I had a completely separate identity before I ever became the news lady. I was Steph the skater. And that quickly went away at the age of 17 when I got horribly injured. I ended up shattering the right side of my pelvis, and it was like in 5 seconds, game over.
What
Like
happened?
Never skate again. It wasn't a specific fall that led to the injury. It wasn't like I had this terrible fall and that was it. It was something that had developed over time. It was a lot of stress fractures that ended up resulting in like a full-blown crumble because I didn't say anything and I didn't speak up when I was in pain because I was at the top of my game and I didn't want my coaches to pull me. I mean, every athlete has that story of kind of pushing it a little too hard. And I did. And it was really hard because my whole identity was Steph the skater. I mean, I left high school every single day at 11:30 in the morning to travel an hour and a half each direction to go train 6 days a week. I mean, from the age of 6. And so for that rug to be pulled out from underneath me and my dreams to go out the window along with it, it was really hard, especially being a 17-year-old girl, right? That's a really tough time of your life, regardless of what you're doing. And so I had this major identity crisis. I felt as though I had zero value to give to the world. I had no self-worth. I had no identity. And it took a few months until my parents were like, look, girl, you have so much going for you. You have so many skills and characteristics that give you a leg up on most of your peers and classmates because of your training and competing at such a high level for so long. Let's teach you how to bridge that gap so that you can start finding success in whatever this next chapter of your life may be. And I was really fortunate to have parents to kind of usher me along. They're well educated. You know, my dad's a physician. My mom, you know, she was a speech pathologist and then kind of started her own thing. And so I was fortunate to be in the position that I was, but so many athletes, most athletes have the same identity crisis when their retirement comes, whenever that is, whether it's after high school, whether after college, or after they go pro, if they make it that far.
Couch talks about that too.
Yeah. And we see that. The guys who retire, unretire, can't decide if they're going to retire, hold on.
Yes, they're going to go into coaching, but they're not really into, you know, like it's tough. Like
so Aaron Rodgers might be dealing with that right now, and you can relate to that.
I'll call him.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll call you.
I want to ask you about a couple other different things. The NIL stuff is really cool, and we're going to give out your website when people can get that. I came across you because I saw a little bit of a video, and you were talking about what to do when negative comments on social media bother you. And you know, because you were in this business.
Oh, yeah.
And we only hear from the people who, Mercure, you suck. Julia, what are you talking about? You're so wrong. And the text line is like that. Social media is all the time. But that's the world we live in with everybody.
It is. And everyone has the cat pictures as their profile pictures who are making those comments, by the way.
Exactly, they do.
No one's showing their real face.
What's
that's
the
world
most
we live
baseline advice for people who, we all say, have a thick skin, but in dealing with those things, that can be really nasty?
Yeah, I mean, being in TV for nearly 20 years, you would think at this point I would have really thick skin, right? I don't. I mean, doesn't matter. And like, I don't care if you have the thickest skin in the world or say you do, for a half a second, you doubt yourself, right? When somebody says like, oh, you know, why are you wearing your hair like that? Or why are you doing your makeup like that? Or I hate how you talk with your hands, or you have a high pitch, you know, something you do with your voice, whatever it is, whatever it might be, for a half a second, you think, wait, are they right?
Yep.
I think we all do.
Because we're people.
Right? We're people. And we want to fit in. I feel like that's human nature, to want to fit in versus having a thing that may make you stand out that people are judging you by. We're all judgmental. Being judgmental is part of human nature, and it's a safety mechanism. It keeps us safe knowing that that person's probably not a safe person to, you know, associate with. Stay back, right? So we all judge. So for people who say they don't judge, you're lying. You judge. Okay? It's just a matter of identifying what comments you should actually take to heart and grow from, and what you should just try as hard as you can to roll off your back.
That's a good piece of advice.
And that video that you were speaking of, that happened to me the day before I posted that video. Someone sent me some nasty message being like, you don't know what you're talking about. You know, I always hated watching you on TV. Look at you wasting your life. Right?
Just nasty.
It takes one person. So what did I do? Right? I probably spent a little too much time than I should have, but I did this. And I taught myself a lesson that I wanted to share with others in this social media video. I went to this person's profile. I looked at other things that this person had commented on. And don't you know that every comment that person had written on other people's video was something nasty, derogatory, or negative?
Thank you.
Because the problem is them. It's not you.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's great advice. So follow Stephanie Grady on all the social media platforms. You can check her out there. And what is the website for Influential Athlete?
So it's influentialathlete.com. All my social media is Steph Grady TV because, I can't change that at this point. It's kind of like ingrained.
Influentialathlete.com.
Yeah.
Or Steph Grady on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram,
Exactly.
all that stuff. It's so fun to have you here. Great stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's get your business headlines.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The former Boston store